Gemstones from genuine accredited jewellery professionals.
Did you know you can purchase incredible jewellery featuring genuine gemstones on our sister channel Gems? Come along and see what treasures you can find.
Welcome to the late show here on JewelleryMaker. My name's Ed. Thank you so much for joining us. We are going to make it worth your while because, as always, we are going to find you and add it to your order price so that you can maximise on your 1 P&P per day. Of course, here at JewelleryMaker, you only have to pay $2.95 and that will cover your P&P from midnight until midnight. So, absolutely dealt with. And, of course, the value we offer you here on JewelleryMaker, it's a no-brainer. Got to find everybody something so they can benefit from that deal. It's not going to be too difficult because we've got clearance prices throughout the show, as well as premiere launches, some of our gemstone chains, which are really exciting, of course, very popular. We also have as our superstar buy silver cultured pearls. Almost as close to a perfect round as you're ever likely to see, certainly for the price point that we are able to offer you this evening. We're going to offer you an exclusive launch price this morning. Anytime after 8 PM, it will be our superstar buy, so it's going to be coming up in the final hour of the show. And I can tell you that it's going to be launched at under £20 this evening. Absolutely fantastic. The finish is spectacular. On top of that, some people are sitting at home, they're thinking, what I really need is a little bit of inspiration once I've invested. Well, don't worry, we've got it covered. Michelle's here. Hi, Michelle. You all right? I'm very well, thank you. Set for... Say again, sorry?
You seem to be looking rather dapper this evening.
Except for my ridiculous moustache.
No, I have noticed.
Yes.
But I didn't really want to say much.
It is for the Movember campaign.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Oh, apparently Michelle's microphone needs to be sorted out. They can't quite hear you. I have to say, I don't know what's been going on in the studio this afternoon, but it's like a sauna. It's very warm in here. Anyway, don't worry about that. We're going to find a deal for everyone. Where are we going to kick off? Let's get underway. Oh, well, that sounds rather marvellous. My producer said, how about some price reductions to get us started? I think everyone's up for that, Helena. Okie dokie. So we're going to start by giving you last of stock opportunities, but with price reduction. So it might be that this is the last opportunity you have to add these to your order based on the stock levels. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen these before. Clear quartz pyramids. Sorry, before we hear from Michelle, can I just show you the action she did when she saw these?
I have them at home.
Why did you invest in these then, Michelle?
Oh, because they're just rings.
They're rings, are they?
They are rings, definitely.
Would you set them like this as a sort of
Yeah.
traditional princess cut?
Something
Oh,
along
you've
that.
got one. There
Well,
you go.
that's a different stone, but yeah, rings, definitely.
Amazing. So there you go. Our expert designer, Michelle, was instantly drawn to these. You're right, aren't you? Look at that. Classic cut. So you could create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rings. And the only reason I say 9 is that the 10th stone is rather large. Would you set that into a ring, Michelle?
I would have that as a... Of course I would, Ed.
Well, you would. There you go.
But there is men's cufflinks there as well, my honey.
Nice, like it. So actually you've got 10 rings, or rather
5 pairs.
8 rings and a pair of cufflinks for the big dog. Like it. Yes, it's perfect because they'll just nestle into the buttonhole.
Especially the way I do them.
Especially the way you do them. Do you
Yeah.
do them in a special way?
I use the Wags Y comb, or
Right.
the cone-tastic that we sell here.
Yeah.
And then I make a cone, weave it all together, and I set the stone in the middle so it looks so it's sort of encased at the back. So it looks very sort of...
I like that. There you go. Instantly, we're already starting to inspire you with this strand, but as ever, we're very, very busy here at Jewellery Maker. Lots of people already coming through at jewellerymaker.com. If you're placing this item in your basket, you know what to do. Check out to avoid disappointment already. We are seeing people come through on our free phone number. If you want to add these to your order, it is a last of stock opportunity and they are flying out the door. Currently, this Gems of Distinction strand of clear quartz pyramids is available for $17.95. Already the most competitive price point on the market, but we're not staying there. We're about to take it down to a clearance price. Now this is only for the next 60 minutes. We're putting a crisp £5 note back in your pocket, and actually we had quite a large number of people on the phone lines before we did the price reduction, so don't panic if you came through early. Everyone's going to pay the same final low price, and producer Helena is quite excitable this evening, I have to say. She's on form. She said she's determined to give you the best possible prices tonight, and she's living up to that already, isn't she? $12.95 for over 100 carats of clear quartz. But for me, it's not necessarily about the neutrality or the clarity, which is the kind of things you'd normally associate with clear quartz. It is all about that cut, isn't it, Michelle? That pyramid cut.
Most definitely, and I actually paid the full price, not the reducted price for mine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're not, Ed.
Well, you know, because it's a last of stock deal, you know, we have to clear out the last of stock. We have to make way for new and exciting products, and of course we've got a few deliveries coming in, certainly around the Christmas period. But I have to say, these are quite wintry anyway, aren't they? Those
they are.
icy tones that you get.
A little black dress. They would look lovely with a little black dress with some sparkly, probably spinel, or
Ooh,
would look
nice.
lovely with
Black
spinel.
onyx, something like
Black
that.
onyx. They would just catch the light wonderfully. If you just imagine having those as a pair of stud earrings.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Oh, right, yeah. So you really want to make the most of the
Yeah.
dimensions of the cut here, don't you?
Yes, you do. You need your hair up for that, definitely.
I'll remember that.
Yeah. Well, we know you like dressing as a girl at the weekends, Ed. We've all seen it.
Unfortunately, I have to be on air every other Saturday, otherwise you'd be meeting Edwina. Right, okay, we're joking by the way, single figures of availability, but a £5 reduction, and I have to say, if everybody was to check out their baskets right now, we'd have one strand remaining in stock. So my advice would be to check out, especially as a lot of the phone buyers coming through are actually multi-buying this strand. So congratulations to Brenda, Anne, Michelle, you're all taking 2 strands of this. Now we're down to the very, very last in stock now, single figures of availability, and there's more people that in their basket than we have strands available. A price reduction down to $12.95. So congratulations if you got hold of that. We're going to move on now to this month's birthstone by the looks of it. Beautiful citrine. Fantastic colour tone on these gemstones. Just look at that. Beautiful little... Actually, do you know what? Sometimes with citrine you do get that almost lemon tone, but this is very much a sort of buttercup yellow. It's quite almost a golden hue really coming through.
It's actually gorgeous.
It's the kind of quality of gemstone you'd expect to see set into, well, say sterling silver, probably 9-carat gold actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely exquisite, especially when you look at the way they've been faceted. Top drilled briolette drops here. They range in size from 6x4 to 10x6. This is our clearance section of the show, so we are going to give you another price reduction. This is our elite quality of gemstones. It comes from our Gems of Distinction range. This means it's been sourced by our Indian buying office over in Jaipur, which is the premier location for gemstone trading. It allows top quality gemstones that have been faceted in a professional manner, so you can see that they're going to add value instantly to your designs, not just from the colour tone or the fact that you're working with a well-known gemstone, but also from the way it's been faceted. It's really enhancing the look that you get from the gemstone. You can see there you get that traditional sparkle, but it also gives you that play of light so that the colour tones come through. And of course, citrine is the gemstone of happiness. So you can kind of understand that really, because these beautiful golden tones do tend to promote a little bit more positivity than some other colours. So 35 carats of citrine in total, as I say, graduation in the size ranging from 6x4 to 10x6, and we're going to give you a clearance price point, but only for the last in stock. So it's first come first serve as always. Currently the price on our website is $17.95. Already amazing value. We're not staying there. We're going to match the previous price reduction, so we'll put another £5 back in your pocket. Taking these down to $12.95 this evening. Gems of Distinction citrine. November's birthstone, but I do think citrine is one of those gemstones which again is quite well known, much like amethyst or garnet or aquamarine. I think a lot of people, especially people who are interested in bespoke jewellery design, are going to be drawn to a gemstone like citrine that they've heard of, especially when you've got this kind of quality. It's faceted in this very, as I say, I think professional is the right term to describe the faceting here, because it is very reminiscent of the kind of quality that you'd expect to see from a master jeweller's, really, with that beautiful briolette faceting. It is right now available for $12.95, but only for the next 60 minutes and only while stocks last, because already we're down to single figures of availability. And once again, got a lot of people have placed this in the basket. You need to be checking out. Margaret on the phone line, congratulations, you just grabbed 2 strands of citrine, and $12.95 for that one, so congratulations. We're going to move on. Oh, I love it. This is one of my faves. Love the quality that you're getting here. I was looking at this earlier. Sorry, I'm just like indulging myself. It is my birthstone, so that's why I'm a little bit enamoured by it. But I think, again, it's one of those gemstones where it doesn't matter whether you're born in June or not. When you see the optical effect, start to understand the inherent value of this gemstone. Rainbow Moonstone, absolutely phenomenal. Lots of our experts telling me that these are the kind of gemstones that really turn people on to genuine gemstone jewellery.
Definitely, yeah. It's probably one of a number of favourites for me.
Really?
Particularly, yeah. I like to set my. I've got a couple of moonstones that I've set into a locket design. I have not that locket, a photo holding locket head.
Regular viewers will know that the first time I saw Michelle's locket design, I did get a little bit overexcited. Got in trouble. It is spectacular, but yes, and we also had an exclusive the last time you were on our show. Yeah. Has there been any advancements?
Well, I have had a date from Wendy with regards to when. It will be next year. It will be the day after my birthday, hopefully.
When's your birthday?
February. I can't say any more than that.
Okay, that's what I was trying to trick you into telling us.
You see.
So look out in the new year for Michelle's locket workshop coming up. The only reason that we've started to talk about that is that these gemstones will be so perfect for that kind of design. Yeah. But actually, you know, any pendant look, or earrings, of course, I think something with a little bit of movement, something that's going to draw attention to the design. You don't really want, I would look amazing as a charm, for example, if you wanted to enjoy the gemstone yourself. But I think if you want to attract attention to your designs, you want a rainbow moonstone as a pendant or earrings, something that's going to get noticed, because the optical effect is so phenomenal, isn't it?
Probably a lariat style necklace as well, so they're loose. But
Nice.
they would also look lovely if you, again, Christmas is coming, so you've got the little black dress, and instead of using them as detailing on the front, if you were just to have one on single drop on a V-shaped back dress.
Extended chain on an open back.
On an open back would look lovely.
There you go. And I always think that's a good idea, because if you are going to one of these events, people aren't going to see the front anyway, because people are going to be holding you close to dance. It's the open back that's going to get noticed. All right. 40 carats in total. Very, very popular gemstone, of course, because it is a birthstone, but I think more prominent is the optical effect. You can see it there, the electric blues, the lime greens. Actually can see sort of spectrums of colour in some of the gemstones, but not always easy to highlight in our studio lighting. We have extended our money back guarantee until the end of January, so it's a risk-free shopping experience. Get them home and experience this optical effect for yourself so that you can make an informed decision. That's the way I would describe it. And I have to say, when you see it in the flesh, it's definitely going to capture your imagination far more than seeing it through your TV screen. It's really something that I think you have to see to believe, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, definitely. You never seem to be able to pick up the blues in the Moonstone on the TV screen as you do when you get it home. It just looks so different and so much more crisper as well. It's really hard to explain, but it's better in real life.
Absolutely. And you see the little transition between the colours when you see it in the flesh. We are going to give you another price reduction, and so currently this strand of Rainbow Moonstone is £27.95, less than £1 a carat, and the gemstones themselves are quite sizable. They range from 6x4 to 14x9, so decent carat weight here throughout. We've just taken it down to £16.95, so absolutely covering, well, over £10 worth of reduction there.
Blimey.
That's amazing.
See, I'm just thinking now, I've got a necklace at home that I made. It's all a chainmail necklace, and I've got rubies on the bottom of mine, but they would look lovely. So I have a longer, it's all jump rings here, and then I have sort of drops off it, and one is, they go in graduated sizes, a ruby. You could do that with Moonstone, and it would look lovely.
Guess what?
What?
I made a piece of chainmail jewellery this week, just like what you're describing.
Ah, there you go, you see.
I'll bring it in. I'll bring it in. My producer said I don't believe you. I was making it as a Christmas gift. I haven't used ruby or moonstone. Guess what I've used? Morganite.
Ooh, lovely.
Of course I've used a pink gemstone. Okay, people are flying in to add this to their order. People are multi-buying this. I'm not surprised. I suppose if you're saving £10 and you're getting a gemstone that is as sellable as something like Moonstone that has that optical effect. And look at those two gemstones there. Imagine that as a pair of earrings. That is definitely going to be a massive seller for people at craft fairs or for personal commissions. £10 price reduction available for the next 60 minutes. In fact, it's an £11 price reduction. We're going to move on. Is that right? Okay, sorry. I'm carried away. Where did I get this from? Over here. Ooh. These are rather interesting, especially as you've got colour variation on the one strand, and I actually think you might have a gemstone variation as a result of the colour tones. It's called multicoloured sapphire, but I've got to say a few of these so-called pink sapphires are definitely ranging into the ruby category here, aren't they? Got these beautiful cherry red hues coming from some of these sapphires. For example, you see these three here, I would describe those as pink sapphires. Got a few inclusions in the corundum, and you've got that hot pink tone. The next two gemstones you're seeing there have definitely got a red hue coming from them. That means that they are rubies. Sapphires and rubies, the exact same gemstone. Regular viewers will be well aware of this information, but if you are new to us, you might not be as informed, and so it's always important for us to share that information with you. Rubies and sapphires come from the same gemstone family known as corundum. And ruby is a colour classification of corundum. So when you get a red hue, it's described as a ruby. All other colours are classified as sapphires, but some of these are definitely, I would say they're not even borderline, they're definite rubies for me.
I'm not talking to you. Don't be looking at me.
Why not?
No.
Have I upset Michelle?
Every time. Every time I come on. Every time. There's always something that I would buy. Well, I would buy most things at home, but you always put the really, really stuff that I would really want when you put them on my shows.
Have you developed a buying signal? Is there someone at home who isn't watching the football, rugby, dancing, karaoke,
My
and is tuned into us?
disappeared to go and watch the rugby.
The rugby?
Yeah, he would rather go and watch USA versus Tonga than watch his wife on TV. What does that say about me?
What are you thinking of? Michelle's better half. Or other half, I should say.
He's definitely not better.
No.
No.
Unbelievable. Okay, there's no one to buy one for Michelle. That means there's one more, because I think you've got rubies and beautiful white and pink sapphires all on one strand here. Again, faceted briolette droplets ranging in size from 6x4 to 9x5. Let's have a look at the current price point.
Did you say this was a price reduction?
Yeah, I mean 50 carats for £27.95. Already totally ridiculous for two of the big four here. Don't blame me. It's producer Helena responsible for the pricing this evening. She wants to make genuine gemstones as accessible as possible, so she's taking them under £20 for 50 carats of rubies and sapphires. I feel totally confident in describing this as a strand of rubies and sapphires because we've already established the pink sapphires from the red rubies here, haven't we? You can see the depth of colour you're getting from some of those gemstones, definitely providing you with that rich ruby red tone. In fact, the difference is very obvious there. You've got the hot pink on one side of the white sapphire, then you get your white sapphire, and that is a ruby. Fantastic. So two of the big four, two of the most prestigious and sought after gemstones on the planet. Traditionally, these would be associated with high-end jewellery design, wouldn't they? Sapphires and rubies. Are you going to let me off, Michelle? I didn't put the schedule together.
Yeah. You look at your schedule and you think, oh, no, well, I've got Michelle in today, so that's going to irritate her.
I always do think this. This is how the buying signal came about, you know. And then Mark, when he was on the show, basically came clean and said, oh yeah, every time I'm going like that, I haven't got an itch. Because, of course, when we've got one of our expert designers on the show, we want them to inspire you. So a lot of the product will be in keeping with their style of jewellery design, and so they're missing out on deals that would totally suit their collection, especially at clearance prices. Should be £27.95 right now, and for the next 60 minutes is available for under £20. Sapphires and rubies there. Moving on, sorry. Here we go, look at this. If we're looking for a sort of multitude of colours, those variations in high-end gemstones, we've got it for you once again in this strand here. And when you see the variations of colours, not only are they hugely complementary, and also you've got a very interesting cut here, the irregular square cuts, but actually this is known for the variety of colours it comes in, this gemstone. It's known as the rainbow gemstone, in fact. This is multicoloured tourmaline. And so this is actually the gem that comes in more colour tones than any other. And I have to say, we don't see as much tourmaline as we'd like to. It's not an easy gemstone for us to get hold of, partly because it's becoming more and more prominent in luxury jewellery, and so some of the biggest designers in the world are snapping up the larger carat weights when they become available. But also, the way that tourmaline forms, it forms in a sort of vertical column-like crystal structure, almost like a stalagmite, if you like. And so to cut it isn't always easy. That's why you can achieve these more irregular cuts, but it's always a little bit more time consuming to make sure you get the cut right on tourmaline. And so, you know, certain collectors and certain suppliers won't always lean towards tourmaline because of course it's a little more demanding once you've sourced it because of the way it forms and the way it has to be cut. But here, have a look at this. You've got a rainbow of colour tones. Hopefully they're coming through. You can see the pinks, the reds, the orange tones, the golden tones, the lime greens, the emerald greens. It's all going on for you here. So it's almost like looking at a bag of pick and mix, isn't it? There, it's got a real sort of
tutti frutti.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got a real sort of confectionery feel about it because of that colour tone. But also, you can see there with the irregular cuts there, the square cuts, you've got this very definitive faces on the outer edge of the gemstone, so you get that fantastic play of light, almost like lustre, but from a colourful gemstone. So something a little bit different here, and a very, very sought after gemstone. This is one for the collectors. 25 carats of tourmaline here. There will be very subtle variations in the size, so it's approximately 3 by 2 millimeters. Currently available for $24.95. I mean, when you're thinking about working with a gemstone like tourmaline, that, as I say, is used by some of the biggest designers in the world, for £1 a carat, you know you're adding value into your designs. But we're not even staying there. We're about to take this under £20 this evening. Oh, sorry, the price point hasn't corrected. There you go. My producer will sort it out for us. Helena's on fire tonight. You can see from our price reductions, 25 carats for under £20 now. Again, this comes from our Gems of Distinction range. I think most people would expect that. Certainly regular viewers would understand that a gemstone like tourmaline is certainly expected to fall into our elite range of gemstones. 25 carats for tourmaline. I'm really impressed with that. And not just the price point for me, but the quality of the gemstones. The clarity that you're getting in your tourmaline here absolutely allows the variations in the colours to inspire your designs. Really impressed with that. I mean, imagine those as spacers.
Yeah.
We just touched on Mark Smith's designs. He'd have a field day with that strum, wouldn't he? Colour graduating it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Loves a bit of that.
I would probably channel set them.
Really? Nice.
But in the colour graduated.
Nice.
Of sort of Mark Smith's favourite way of setting stones. But then I'd probably, there is a very well-known designer right there who does a lot of bracelet weaves and has, I think it's 5 bars, and then they do a diamond weave, so it's literally a diamond weave, and then she sets stones right in the middle.
Okay.
And I would probably do something similar to her design. It would look lovely.
I can't think of the designer. I'll speak to you in the break.
Yeah.
$19.95 is our clearance price for multicoloured tourmaline. I am going to have to leave that one with you because once again we're now approaching limited availability. You need to get on the free phone numbers very, very early for a lot of these deals. Whenever we lower the price, you know there's going to be a little bit of a clamour to the phone lines. And we're going to fit in the one more deal before we bring you. Oh, sorry, I totally misheard you then. We're going straight to the star buy. Welcome back to JewelleryMaker. Okay, so I did have the information correct. One little word I missed out and it threw me into disarray. Okay, so we're on the same page here. It's a Gems of Distinction opportunity to add pink spinel to your order, but only for a select few. We're never going to limit anybody in any way. If you wanted to come through and buy 3, 4, 5 strands, we'd always allow that because we want to be your one-stop shop. We want to be your jewellery making wholesaler. However, on this particular opportunity, not only are we dealing with the Master of Disguise, one of the most prestigious gemstones on the market right now, but we have fewer than 30 opportunities. So it really is going to be a case of first come, first serve. Don't forget, we do have that extended money back guarantee. Get on the phone lines early. Put yourself to the front of the queue. If you are clicking to buy now at JewelleryMaker.com, check out instantly. When you get this home, you'll be able to appreciate the saturation of colour and the quality of the gemstone itself. But if it doesn't suit your designs, you have until the end of January to make your final decision. I can't see any of these being sent back. This beautiful hot pink tone, natural pink spinel. This is as Mother Nature intended it. And here, not only do you have that beautiful depth of colour, those gorgeous hot pinks, and they're not too sort of garish pinks. They're not like in your face. They're not Barbie pinks. They are
subtle,
somewhere between a pastel pink and a sort of ruby red. They're prominent, but they're not overpowering. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
And
yes.
I'm trying to get that across to you because they are definitely going to make an impact on your design, but they're not going to detract from any other part of the design. They're just going to add value and femininity to the piece. I mean, we're thinking about putting these alongside the Superstar Buy potentially. What about silver and pink? I think it's a fantastic combination. Is that something you'd be drawn
silver
to?
and pink, yeah. It's all. I mean, it's a classic combination. But if you were asking me, what would I put with those? I would put the Moonstone with those.
Really, the Rainbow Moonstone?
Yeah.
Okay, so anybody that got hold of the Moonstone, that's a little bit of inspiration there. Oh yes. And actually, instantly, rather than seeing a blues, we're starting to draw violet tones out of the Moonstone, actually. Interesting. So this is why I would always suggest that you get these opportunities home and see them in the flesh. You're not really going to be able to tell how they'll look until you match them up with other gemstones and metallic tones, I suppose, as well.
I would use sterling silver findings, and I would have, like our last late show together, we had Moonstones, rondelles, and I would do exactly the same. So I would have a pear cut, then a spinel either side, then a pear cut. Graduate it so it's probably about, I don't know, 4 inches long, then with some sterling silver chain. Make a classic bracelet, so you make it like a charm star bracelet. Look lovely.
Absolutely fantastic. So you're almost using the spinels as the accent to the Moonstone. That's beautiful, isn't it? Imagine that, being able to use the Master of Disguise as an accent stone within your designs. That's when people are going to start to appreciate that you're not a crafter, you're a jewellery designer, because you're working with some of the most prestigious gemstones on the planet. Of course, this particular gemstone often identified within, I suppose, it is by error, but when you think about the imperial collections, even our own crown jewels features a spinel as the centerpiece, and even if they did think it was a ruby, they didn't remove it, did they? Spinel almost become a prestigious gemstone accidentally hundreds of years ago, and now this is the gemstone people want in their collection. Really collectible gemstone, and if you're using it as an accent alongside something very well known, that's probably one for people who do have that gemstone knowledge, I would say.
Definitely.
Now currently this strand of pink spinel is available at $39.95. Already outstanding value for the quality of the gemstone that you're getting here. Again, you would happily set these into 9 carat, if not 18 carat gold if you're a master jeweler. Wow, that's a hefty saving. Over £10 worth of saving on this one Gems of Distinction strand, down to $25.95. I mean, people who are passionate about collecting gemstones, this might be a consideration as not necessarily something you're going to work with, but something you're going to add to your gemstone collection. There's a lot of people that use the Gems of Distinction range to develop their own personal collection. And these are the kind of gemstones I think, if maybe in 2015 you're planning to develop your own business plan, maybe not attend as many craft fairs, but instead sit down on a one-on-one basis with your client and work more on personal commissions, which tend to, I suppose, demand a slightly higher sum, Michelle?
Yeah, because you're making something bespoke for that particular person.
It's tailored to that one person's taste.
Yeah, so yeah.
And
definitely.
so if you start to present your customers with gemstones like pink spinel, they're going to know you're the real deal. It's going to put their mind at rest, give them confidence that you are. It does,
definitely. And they'll also start to think, well, if they're prepared to put that sort of high quality gem into my jewellery, then clearly they take pride in their work and what they produce. So
absolutely, there you go. So this is something that might actually add credibility to you as a designer. $25.95, absolutely ridiculous price point, less than 50p a carat for pink spinel. Unheard of from other suppliers, but that's what we do here at JewelleryMaker, but only if you were on the phone lines early. We are going to move on into your order deal. If you've paid your $2.95 for your P&P so far today, then why not add as many items to that order and take advantage of that incredible deal. Now we'll have a quick look at this gemstone strand. We are having a little technical issue, so don't panic too much about the graphics. Love the colour tones here. Every possible variation and very traditional gemstone colours here. So you've got your apatite blues or sky blues. You've got your baby pinks that might be associated with rose quartz or morganite. You've got your peridot greens, your mandarin tones there, lavender, amethyst kind of colours, citrine, golden hues, almost a sort of chromed oxide green there, or emerald green I suppose, as well as this garnet red there. Now these have all been carved into little flower shapes, and you can see the detailing on the surface of the gemstone. You see the stamen and the little detailing on the petals has all been carved in to the shape of the gem itself. So these are instantly going to add character and personality to your designs. I mean, you could literally use these quite sparingly. You could almost create little sort of daisy chain links using wire and play on the shape in that respect if you wanted to. That would be quite a, I suppose, quite a contemporary everyday piece of jewellery, but you could also use these in high-end designs. Michelle, what?
I would think quite outside the box of them. When I first saw the colour, I thought child's play. I thought children, vibrant colours. And do you know what I would do? Reminds me of pretty little girls with their hair tied up, and you have them as hair bubbles. Nice.
So, and also that means they'll go a long, long way. Because you need one on each end. Or maybe.
When I was a child, they used to be, the hair bubbles used to have one bubble one end, one bubble another end, and a piece of elastic that joined the two together.
Oh, I know the ones.
How I used to, that's how my
the little red plastic, and you have two of them.
That's probably what I would do with those, because that girls would love them. They
just
would
so you know,
flock.
I did have two younger sisters when I was growing up. I didn't used to wear hair bubbles.
Edwina wears hair bubbles at the weekend.
She does. She's such a looker.
I know.
Edwina, isn't she? And actually, it's good then, because if you're using two, you can match up complementary colours. Yeah. And you can almost do it seasonally, I suppose,
yeah, but not only that, you're going to have little girls that have favourite colours that don't necessarily want the colour that you want, or that you've got ready made.
These are items that you can actually make at a craft fair.
You can make them whilst they're there. Oh, you could just imagine little girls going, my niece would go ballistic for those.
So actually, this ends up being a way for you to build a bit of rapport with your customers at a craft fair, for example. You say, oh, what are your favourite colours and stuff. And also, once you've hooked the kids in, it's only a matter of time before their mum wants them to buy something off you as well.
But also, you know, also jewellery making is such a relaxing hobby to have to do. And when you've got children at home and you need something to do with them, but you want to sit down together, so it's not necessarily just girls that can do it, boys can do it as well.
Absolutely.
You could just imagine they're our next generation of jewellery makers. They're your next generation of guest designers. So you get in them and you get them involved with bright colours. It brings them all in. Even
from an educational point of view, the same is true, because I can sit down my 3-year-old son, I'm pretty sure he is going to be heavyweight champion of the world, but as I don't see him as a jewellery designer, but he's obsessed with sort of colour at the moment and identifying what colours are. Oh, look at my yellow car, Daddy, look at my blue car. So you could get him involved and just in doing the colour graduation.
Yeah, definitely.
For example. And of course, as people start to get older, they are going to develop interests. I think it's always good to promote a creative outlet for your children. Not everyone's going to be academic, and even if you are, you know, very, very bright, having a little time away from the sort of the academia and concentrating on doing something a bit more creative can be a great outlet, which I'm sure a lot of jewellery makers out there have discovered, maybe in later life, but why not promote it at a younger age? 90 carats in total, and as we said, all the work's done for you here thanks to the colour variations and the carvings, the shapes. And these are, as always, under £10, because this is an under £10 segment of the show. £9.95 this evening. Both Michelle and I have sort of fallen in love with this strand.
I think Helena should let me have them. I think I should be allowed to take them home.
To take home?
Yeah.
Helena said you can have them to inspire with if you want, put in one of your designs.
Okay. Okay. We'll see what we can come up with.
Well, we're bound to see one gemstone in a design. Why did the rest of that strand go? I don't know.
I don't know.
Under £10, £9.95. On this particular occasion, I don't necessarily think it's about the carat weight. It's about the carving. It's about that character and personality that you get from the flower carvings. £9.95. It is. Looks like it could be a sellout deal. Don't take my word for it, because as I say, we did a little bit of a technical issue with that one. I would speak to a member of our help team who will be able to establish whether or not there is one of them to go around. Michelle, I'll leave this one here for you in case you want to integrate it into your designs. Sorry, Helena, where did you want to go to? Okay. Oh, now these are fantastic. Okay, there seems to be some sort of issue with our system this evening. As we start to load the codes, it almost feels like it's instantly saying the item is sold out. We're not convinced the item is sold out, so if you can see it on the website, will it actually allow you to order it? Or oh, it will say it's sold out, and therefore it won't let you buy this. So you need to be dialing the free phone number for these deals. 0800 644 655 is our free phone number. So if you're dialing from a landline, there's nothing to worry about. You're going to come through to a member of our help team and they will instantly add it to your order. Our apologies for the technical issue that we're having online, but it shouldn't affect your ability to purchase these items. Just simply dial the free phone number. Over 300 carats on this particular deal. Beautiful clarity from your smoky quartz here, and very, very sizable. Look, they're 12mm polished rounds. Almost somewhere between a sort of chocolate brown and a golden tone here. Somewhere in the middle. Love these. So, as a result, go with so many different gemstones, but for some reason, because the colour tones are the same, I can't get over the idea of using the smoky quartz chain with the 12mm rounds, so you can just break up the size and the impact that you get from your 12mm rounds with a little bit of this smoky quartz chain. That's one idea, but there may be other gemstones that would work alongside a showcase size of a 12mm round of smoky quartz. Perfect all year round. Of course, if you are planning on putting together monochrome looks, then you could tone it down ever so slightly by setting it with smoky quartz as opposed to a jet black tone. So tends to be a very, very popular gemstone because of its versatility. Once again, on our website is saying it's sold out. It's not sold out. Dial the free phone number right now to add 360 carats of smoky quartz for under £10. And as Helena rightly says, if you dial through right now, you might get through to Shara. She does, yeah. She works in the call centre. She's a guest designer, and she's one of our beading buddies, as it does. Who knows? Apparently she's in the call centre tonight. Over 300 carats currently available for $11.95, but this is an under £10 segment of the show, so we're going to give you an exclusive price reduction. So for the next 60 minutes, you can add smoky quartz to your order. $9.95. There you go. As I say, you do have to act within the next 60 minutes, because at that point it's going to return to $11.95 if there's any left in stock, because of course taking 360 carats of smoky quartz to $9.95 is a little bit ridiculous, but that's what we do here on The Late Show. We find add it to your order prices, and we plan on finding a way for each and every jewellery maker out there to add this to their order and benefit from that 1p&p per day offer. I'll leave that one with you, and we're going to move on to a very interesting bundle now. This is one for all of the macrame or kumihimo artists. I suppose there's so many knotting and braiding techniques out there these days that probably not covering all the bases when I try to talk about the disciplines this will suit. This is your satin cord. Absolutely beautiful finish for a material like this. I'm going to take you through the colours actually. That's quite nice, isn't it? That feels almost holiday-esque, doesn't it? Those are like beach colours, aren't they? Sunshine yellow, sky blue. We won't see those for a few months. Then we've got your baby pink and your tangerine. We have got your midnight blue or navy blue and your jet black, and we've got your amethyst green and your amethyst purple and your emerald green. 80 metres in total, so that's 10 metres on each reel. Pretty much all of them, these sort of standard colours here, but of course once you start to braid them together you will be able to create variations. Love the satin colours here. I think really these colour tones are what you make of them. Ignore what it says on the website. This is not a sellout deal. Just dial the free phone number. There seems to be a technical issue, and I imagine a lot of people are put off by that, but I would advise that you do give the help team a bit of a call, because the price point is so ridiculous. 80 metres of satin cord for a clearance price tonight. If you were to buy them all individually, 10 metre reels, it would cost you £15.60. But we're not going to stay there, because we've been able to put together this wholesale bundle. We're going to take it under £10, which keeps us under that benchmark for the segment of the show. Wow, $7.95 for 80 metres of satin cord. Hopefully you can appreciate the colour tones we've got there. I would ignore what it says at JewelleryMaker.com and give us a call on our free phone number. Come through to our help team. Ridiculous deal there. $7.95 for 80 metres of satin cord. Sorry to lean over the desk, but there's just so much within this bundle that I can't hold it comfortably any other way. $7.95, an exceptional deal. Anybody interested in any of the braiding or knotting techniques needs to be on the phone lines right now. A lot of people have already reacted to that one, realising that they can't add it to their order online, so they're dialing that free phone number. So if you do enter a short queue, don't panic. There is still plenty of stock available despite what it says online. Stay where you are. A member of the help team will be with you shortly to add that to your order. We are going to actually go to a quick break and get this technical issue dealt with. When we come back, more incredible deals, and they'll all be accessible via our website, which will make it a little bit easier. Don't go away. We'll be back in a second, and we even have a brand new chain to launch.
Join guest designer Liz Welsh as she guides you through how to make beads using friendly plastic. Liz will teach you how to make an array of different shapes and patterns, including round beads, wrapped and tubular beads. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. So, to get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Come and join guest designer Fiona on our resin workshop. Fiona will guide you through designing with resin and building techniques such as using resin to make cold connections, using wire, creating bezels, and using other mediums to create colour and texture. The full course includes resin and epoxy enamelling hardener, a bead scoop, a selection of different gauged wire, a selection of alcohol inks, glitters, gilding flakes and Angelina fibres, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios, the Gem Museum, and a chance to visit the shop. All of this for just $79.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. JewelleryMaker ships to the following countries. We offer 2 delivery services, standard and premium. So wherever you are in the world, JewelleryMaker are never far away.
I'm a massive fan of macrame. I have been ever since I was introduced to the medium, nearly 2 years ago now. And what I love about it is the simplicity of it, but also the myriad of knots that are available. There are hundreds of different combinations. You actually start off with 5 knots, but it's just the way you use them, and the combination of knots, the type of gemstones that you use, and the cords that we've got in stock at the moment are just amazing. We've got a hemp, which is a really good basis to start, and then we go up to satin. We've just had some amazing paracord introduced to the setup as well. And the gemstones, every single gemstone just lends itself so well to this discipline. As I said, it's very easy, it's very simple techniques, very easy to pick up, anyone can do it, and the world is your oyster, literally.
Welcome back to the late show here on JewelleryMaker. My name's Ed, thank you so much for joining us. We also have the lovely Michelle here inspiring us throughout the evening. You alright?
Not too bad, my sweet. You?
I'm great.
Here you go.
You looked at me in a suspicious manner there.
Yeah, I don't trust you. You always bring on the good stuff, you see, when I'm here. I just don't trust you no more, Ed.
That's what they say about me. I always bring on the good stuff. And this segment of the show is no exception. It's chain reaction. So this is going to be a selection of some of our chains. Of course, we have actually taken chains to a new level here at JewelleryMaker because, of course, we have created gemstone encrusted chains where you've got the rosary loop link, but you've got the faceted rondelles set in between each link of the chain. So you're instantly adding value to your designs. We have used precious metals to create the chain itself, so you can't go wrong with this. Not only are you adding gemstone carat weight into your piece, but you're also working with precious metals. And on this occasion, as always, it's high end on top of high end, rose gold plated sterling silver. So you've got the 925 sterling silver as your base metal. Most of our experts and even workshop attendees who do sell their designs at craft fairs will tell me the numbers 925 instantly demand a premium price point.
Yeah, but they also go a long way as well.
Yes, absolutely.
As regards to people, because it's 925 sterling silver, they give it a different value in their head.
Yes, absolutely. I think people just associate a higher price point with the use of 925 sterling silver, but when you start to use rose gold plated sterling silver, it really does set you apart from other designers, I think.
It does, yes, definitely.
And rose gold, of course, offers you lots of different design opportunities, so it's very, very versatile. You've got the warmth from certain rose gold tones, or you can rely on the very subtle pink hue there if you want to draw on the femininity. Tends to actually have associations with vintage design as much as sort of contemporary look. So rose gold really does tick a lot of boxes for a lot of different designers. And of course, once again, it's set with one of our most versatile gemstones. We just touched upon this with the large 12mm rounds, but smoky quartz, I think because of those beautiful brown tones that you get there, will work in the classic evening wear in place of a jet black gemstone, but also seems to go along with different colour combinations very easily. I know that Smoky Quartz, for example, is a real favourite of Debbie Bulford. You might have seen her in the Designer Inspiration Show. She tends to be drawn to a lot of these earthier tones, particularly with polymer clay, of course, and Smoky Quartz tends to be where it's at. I mean, is this a gemstone that you're drawn to for that reason?
I love Smoky Quartz. It's one of, again, along with Moonstone, it's one of my top sort of 5 stones.
And is it just because it works with so many other things, or?
Just for its sheer natural beauty. No two stones will ever look the same, and you know, I think I've got some stones at home from our cabochon collections that we've had where some have got more blue tones in and some have got more yellow tones in, just the variations in the colour. Absolutely. It's just lovely.
Absolutely. Well, that is one of the key draws for this gemstone, the fact that you get those subtle variations in the colour, but they're always going to work with a variety of different combinations. 1 metre of rose gold plated sterling silver chain here with your faceted cells set into the probably about 4 or 5 hours to recreate a strand of chain like this. You probably need 3 or 4 metres of rose gold plated sterling silver wire to create the chain links. That's to do with the wastage involved with creating each loop. So you'd need to, for a start, you'd have to source rose gold plated sterling silver wire. Not an easy task. Then it would take you about 3 or 4 metres of it to create a 1 metre length. You'd also have to spend about 4 or 5 hours creating very uniformed, wrapped rosary link loops. I mean, I think we've pretty much established it's not worth it. You might as well buy it from us. It's going to go an awfully long way. You've got 1 metre length here, gorgeous chocolate browns from the Smoky Quartz, but actually, as Michelle was describing, you do get subtle variations, almost a sort of champagne-like tone to some of these gemstones, almost more of a golden hue coming through on the Smoky Quartz itself. 1 metre length here, and I love the combination of the Smoky Quartz browns with the depth that you get from the rose gold itself. It's just a classic combination. For me, it just looks like a really vintage piece, but that's my own personal interpretation of Smoky Quartz and rose gold. You might like to use it in a more contemporary piece. So all you've got to think about is, what are you going to do with your Smoky Quartz when it arrives at your door? This is a premiere length chain, and we're launching it under £20. It's $18.95 for 1 metre of rose gold plated sterling silver Smoky Quartz chain. And if you think about the work that's actually gone into faceting each and every gemstone, I have counted them before, there's roughly 100 gemstones on the length of chain. $18.95 rose gold plated sterling silver with your faceted Smoky Quartz set into the links of the chain there. We're moving on. We've got another premiere length of chain here, but this time similar effect, but rather than giving you the metre length of the individually set rondelles, instead we've got your cluster chain here. This is so in keeping with current trends that you see, of course. And you see that these sort of cluster effects that you get are very contemporary. In fact, you see this kind of effect being used on sort of like, well, a range of different accessories, but also Helena's saying that she's seen headbands that feature this effect on the high street, things like that. But I can't get past the opulence of the fact that we've got lapis lazuli set into these. I would have to put it on a sort of high-end charm bracelet, something like that I'm seeing. But
very Bollywood.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Have to agree with that, because it might be partly to do with the colour tones. Belly dancing. Belly dancing. It's so funny that you say that, because I just heard director Ben in my ear say, "Oh, I was just about to allude to the Bollywood factor with my belly dancing." Yeah. So Ben, do you want to come out and show us some of your belly dancing? Ah, very good impression of Bruce, who's just got back into the chair. Yes, I thought you might shy away from that. They don't mind giving it all this. Pete, you'd belly dance, wouldn't you? We got you.
Absolutely.
Get out here then, Pete.
I'm feeling no, I can do this. Yeah, he knows it.
That's Bollywood, not belly dancing.
Yeah, I know. We did reference Bollywood as well.
But we'll talk about belly dancing.
Yeah, but they said, Pete, will you do a Bollywood dance? And I said,
okay. Well,
so
I
just
didn't hear that.
Yeah, no.
I'll let you off then.
Okay. Oh, Ben's saying there'd be too many women calling in if he started doing belly dancing on air.
Well, I think he should. I think he should come and show us.
I think we should bring this back to the fantastic value we're about to bring you on lapis lazuli chain here. We do like to have a bit of fun on the show, but one thing we take seriously is making genuine gemstones as accessible as possible. And lapis lazuli, of course, a very traditional gemstone. It's been used for, well, centuries actually, if not thousands of years. It's been set into jewellery design. The ancient Egyptians, for example, were very much drawn to lapis lazuli, famously used as makeup actually. Used to crush it and create eyeshadow. But it was also set into precious metals as jewellery, and I think that the colour combinations you naturally see on lapis lazuli, the royal blues and the golds, could be the reason why that's such a classic combination. And we've got the gold plated sterling silver here, so you do get that rich yellow gold here set alongside the royal blues, in fact. And the rondelles quite delicate, they're 2 by 1 millimetre, but because they're clustered together you get a fantastic effect. You get more lustre with a cluster, that's what they say. I think I'm right in saying this is 1/2 metre in length. Is that right? Yeah, 1/2 metre in length, gold plated sterling silver lapis lazuli rondelles, and I know for a fact that lapis lazuli is a big draw at craft fairs, and I suppose it's because people who do have an interest in gemology and the history of gemstones will be aware of this gemstone like any other. If you want to get involved with this deal, once again, it's a premiere launch, but we only have a limited edition number. You need to be on the phone lines early. It's $27.95. Again, I would use this quite sparingly to add value to your designs. Would you agree with that, Michelle, or would you go all out with this one?
No, we probably use it very sparingly, especially as it's on gold, you know, sterling silver gold plated chain, definitely.
Absolutely, because as you rightly say, these are the kind of things that do set you apart from other designers, aren't they? So you don't need to pile it all into one design. No. You can use it to add value to, well, a number of different designs. Gold plated sterling silver chain here, all hand wrap loops, of course. Once again, this will take you an awful long time to create, but we've done all the work for you here. $27.95, and add it to your order deal this evening. And we're going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on to another chain opportunity. This is our gemstone chain once again, very similar to the smoky quartz variety, but this time Mother Nature has put together some of the most traditional colour tones you'd ever associate with garnet. Almost a cherry red here, really. You do get lots of different variations of garnet, of course. And you've got the likes of the sort of lime greens from your Zavorite garnet, or the purple hues from your rhodolite garnet, but this is probably the most traditional tone, almost like a strawberry red, really.
It's very, I don't think I've seen that tone of red before.
No,
I've seen like the dark tone.
Yeah, the sort of, the red wine tone is probably more. And
the green tones, but never, I think it's actually quite pretty.
Yeah, it's almost
very,
like a
eye-catching.
Yeah, it's almost like a ruby red, really. Actually, when they're clustered together there with the rose gold tone, you're getting a deeper saturation of colour than you see when you look at the gemstones individually. So you have that opportunity, of course. You could cluster them in your design to get that depth of colour there, or you could allow a little bit of light to pass through so that you can make the most of those beautiful sort of strawberry reds. So I see it. And I have to say, if you are planning on selling your designs at craft fairs over the coming months, this is January's birthstone. And so birthstone jewellery, of course, big draw. And a lot of people do like to cover off the January birthdays when they're doing their Christmas shopping, don't they?
Yeah.
That's just natural, isn't it? People like to be organised. If you do know somebody whose birthday falls in January. And actually what you could do is, if you know a January baby, you could give them a very special piece of jewellery that might cover both, depending on whether you're going to see them again in January. It's not about, it's not
That's
about...
just a
Yeah, because it's
way
not about
out.
financial investment, it's about the thought that goes into the piece. And sometimes, you know, if you are investing a lot of time and money into one very special piece of jewellery, it might cover your birthday and your Christmas.
Yeah. I'd see you as a cheat, though. You can't do
No
that.
way. I don't know. There's no pleasing some people. Women mainly. 1 metre of rose gold plate.
That's the same if your birthday's in December.
Yeah.
And you have your Christmas and your birthday, and birthday present together. No, my nephew is a December baby, and the Christmas tree or nothing goes up until after his birthday, and then he has a separate birthday Christmas.
Well, lucky he doesn't live in my house then. 1 metre of rose gold plate. I'm joking. Actually, I just made a friend today on Facebook who was telling me that Garnet's her birthstone, and that her birthday's in January, and I think she would love this Garnet chain. $17.95 is our exclusive launch price for a metre of this kind of cherry red or strawberry red, I've described it as. That often on our Garnet, you often find a deeper saturation of colour, but I suppose most people would traditionally think of Garnet as being this kind of red, so this could be a fantastic opportunity to invest in this particular variety, and of course it's set with rose gold. So you do get to draw those reds. Free phone number as well. I'd hate for anybody to miss out for that exact reason, but I would suggest that you do get this home, because as we've pretty much established, you couldn't make a metre length of chain for this kind of price, $17.95. Absolutely phenomenal opportunity. If you want to get involved with that deal, you need to be dialing that free phone number right now. Congratulations to everybody who's already added that to their collection. Moving on. Ooh, more chain now, and this time very, very vibrant colours. Have a look at this. This is pretty much a tangerine tone. Have a look at this. Sterling silver has been used on the chain links here. It's quite a nice contrast actually between the carnelian that's been set into the chains and the sterling silver. I quite like that. It's not a classic combination. I suppose most people would think of setting the warmer orange tones with gold,
yellow,
I suppose.
yeah. I'd have gone with a yellow tone over a silver, yeah, definitely. I actually thought it was opal for a minute when I looked at that briefly.
I think you could be forgiven for making that mistake, because the vibrancy, the saturation of colour that you get from your carnelian here is so consistent, and as you say, almost lava-like tones, aren't they? Very fiery. I actually like the contrast between those warm tangerine hues and the silver itself, because it does give a slightly different dynamic to what you'd normally associate with that colour tone. They are 3 by 1 millimeters in size, the rondelles, and that gives you a fantastic carat, 15 carats in total. Again, 1 metre in length. Again, all hand wrapped sort of rosary link chains. Can't go wrong with this, because as we've pointed out, you can't make them for this price, and they instantly add value to your designs. Let's get the price on screen then. Matching the price of the Garnet chain, $17.95 for your carnelian chain here. And I have to say, in the early days of JewelleryMaker, we've always been quite successful in sourcing carnelian, but often you'd see the variations in the colour tones, but this is totally consistent, rich tangerine tone throughout the entire metre length there. We'll leave that one with you and we'll move on. And we're going to stick with carnelian, but this time it's the alternative chain, so it's the 1/2 metre of cluster chain. This time it is set into yellow gold, so if that's something you were looking for, if you wanted to play on that more opulent look that you get, that warmer tone that you get from the combination of carnelian and the yellow gold. So here it does have much more depth, doesn't it, set into the yellow gold?
It does. There's the Tree of Life that is quite popular, quite like Tree of Lives, but I've seen a few on the internet where they've used those chains as the branches off.
Nice.
They sort of threaded it onto a piece of wire and then, but used it as like I think they call it a weeping willow.
Yeah, I was going to say, so it would look, so it would look
it looks
like a
really
willow.
pretty like that.
Fantastic. I never thought of that. I actually haven't seen that design, so if you've made one, send one to me on my Facebook side. I'd love to see that look. But this is the good thing, isn't it, about once you start to become a little bit more confident, even if you're using classic techniques or classic designs, you can give them a whole new lease of life.
Oh, definitely, yeah. That's
Tree of Life's one of those that
Yeah.
lends it to that, because Linda was telling me, and I've shared this on air, but she made a Tree of Life, but she was looking out the window and the wind was blowing the tree to one side, so she made the Tree of Life as though it was being affected by the
windswept.
elements.
Yeah.
Really effective look. Gold plated sterling silver, and this time you have got 20 carats of carnelian, all individually faceted, beautiful colour saturation there, and it's available right now for $27.95. If you do want to get involved with that, you can do so in all the usual ways. We're going to move on, and we're going to bring you some, I was going to say some classic chain here because it hasn't got gemstones on it, but actually it couldn't be further from the truth because it's very, very contemporary. Look, lots of variations here on the shapes and the dynamic of the chain, if you like. 1/2 metre of gold plated copper chain here, and there's so much going on here. I mean, this for contemporary looks, this is perfect, isn't it?
It is. It would look lovely the way Fee Potter did her resin designs yesterday. It would look lovely. She had some filigree pendants and she filled some of them in with some sparkly resin.
Nice.
That would look quite nice. But I was also thinking that I'd have to work on it, but I could probably encase a photo in it, in the circle, but I'd have to
make a sort of cameo.
Yeah,
style.
I'd have to sit and work that out. But
Work
it
out
is
how you do
possible.
it. This is the beautiful thing about our findings here. You don't have to use them for the intended use.
No.
In fact, they tend to be more effective when people do something innovative and experimental with them. Michelle is probably the ultimate designer for doing this because she likes to try and recreate very popular designs, but using some of our more contemporary findings.
Yeah,
So
the filigree findings that Fee had yesterday, I had them in gold on Sunday show, and I made a locket with them.
fantastic.
So I like to. It's always thinking outside the box.
You know, Michelle.
Yeah, it's thinking outside the box. That's what I like to do. And then the challenge is converting how I've thought of it into putting it into a piece of work. That's where the challenge is for me.
Fantastic, there you go. So never feel limited by the intended use of something. If you want to create something, there's always a way. It's just
There is.
about putting yourself out there, maybe having a little think about it, but also being experimental.
Yeah, thinking outside the box, looking at designs that made us similar to what you want to create, and then potentially drawing it. I don't draw it. I generally just start to work with wire and have a go. But
Dive straight in.
Yeah.
Depends what your personal process is. We are going to take the price down as low as we possibly can. Under £10 this evening for 1/2 metre of gold plated chain here, and you can see the look there because you've got the smaller link in between the more decorative chain link there. So you've got the diamond-shaped chain link, but with the circle inside, and then they're all linked together with a smaller chain. So you get half a metre in total for under £10, £9.95 for your gold-plated copper chain. Right, now we're going to continue with our remit on the Late Show, which is to bring you, add it to your order prices. We want you to benefit from that 1 P&P per day of just £2.95, and we're going to try to find something for everyone. Best place to start, cultured pearls. They're an essential for all jewellery makers. They add value and opulence and sophistication to your designs, and I have to say, the Keshi pearls for me are probably at the moment my favourite variety, other than, you know, round pearls I suppose, but I just think the Keshi pearls for jewellery designers do give you a lot of creative scope.
Yes, I would use them in my calla lily designs when
Perfect.
I knit 0.25mm wire.
They're almost a calla lily shape actually, aren't they?
Yeah, and the fact that because they're top drilled, I think, aren't they?
They are indeed, yes.
They make perfect sort of stamens for the lilies as well.
Totally agree. On top of that, I would say they almost look like vine leaves as well. So if you wanted to create like a torque necklace, they hang really naturally because they're top drilled, but these have a real opulence to the depth of colour. Almost a festive colour really, that mulberry tone, isn't it? Don't you think? It's like a mulled wine tone really, isn't it?
Oh, it's definitely festive. My when I got married, my bridesmaids were in that colour. So it's a lovely colour.
It's beautiful, isn't it? And actually, because of the sort of irregularities on the surface of a Keshi pearl, of course these have all been hand carved, if you like, by Mother Nature. So all of these little imperfections have been created by Mother Nature. And I think that allows for a greater amount of pearlescence, because of course that sort of ruffled like finish that you get on the surface of a Keshi pearl does catch the light, and it allows these colour tones to come through. You can see the sort of cherry reds and the fuchsia tones all coming through on the surface of the gemstone, almost a sort of neon purple, if you notice that, where the light hits the surface of the Keshi pearl itself. So there is a real variation of colours from the pearlescence itself, and of course a great deal of design scope from the actual shape. They are approximately 8x6 to 10x7mm in size. There will be variations, of course, because that's the nature of a Keshi pearl. And it seems to me you've got a huge number of gemstones once again. We talk a lot about working with cultured pearls here at JewelleryMaker, and if anybody saw the morning show yesterday, you might have been snapping up pearls because Linda was inspiring us with her cultured pearl design. So this would look so fantastic alongside maybe the ivory whites, or even actually, how about the superstar buy, the mulberry and the silver together? Okay, this is it, your Christmas Day piece of jewellery. It's designed for you right here.
That's my Christmas tree colours all over, that is, silver and reds.
Whoa, under £10 for these Keshi pearls. I wasn't expecting to see that price, right? Don't know why. £9.95, I should expect it here at JewelleryMaker, because I have to say, I feel confident that we offer you the most competitive price on the market for cultured pearls. Do your own research, have a look what you'd pay for pearl jewellery elsewhere, probably 3-figure sums. Have a look what you can pay for strands of pearls from other suppliers, still in the high 2-figure sums. To get this strand of beautiful mulberry Keshi pearls for under £10, that is a fantastic deal. Add it to your order price for me, especially at this time of year, because there's definitely a festive vibe coming from these Keshi pearls. We're moving on, and we're moving to, sorry. Oh, okay, cool. I was just thinking, I was tricked there for a second, because we had a similar strand in the previous hour, and you might have missed out on that deal because it was very, very popular. Thought I'd put it in the wrong box for a second, but I realised we're into the next hour. Didn't take much to throw me. 75 carats in total. Once again, another opportunity to own this month's birthstone. So you might have a specific birthday coming up, you know, if it's a 21st or a 30th or an 18th for someone special in your life, towards the end of the month, this can be a fantastic opportunity to make a piece of birthstone jewellery for them. But again, I think citrine is another gemstone that's very well known, complements some of the most traditional gemstones very, very well. I always think that citrine, I know that Mother Nature came up with it first, but I do think that citrine and amethyst is a fantastic combination. And so it might actually allow you to start planning ahead. I mean, it is known as the gemstone of happiness, and given that you get those very bright golden tones, you might find that this has nothing to do with birthstone jewellery or seasonal jewellery. You might just love the colour tone, and this could be a colour that you could wear all year round, really. I mean, when you've got the top drill drops, you can actually keep it very simple, can't you? You can create a matching set of jewellery. You've got that droplet style for your earrings, as well as your pendant design here. And the graduation in the sizes lends itself towards those matching sets. They range from 10 by 6 to 14 by 8. 75 carats in total. And once again, it comes from our Gems of Distinction range. You can see that you do get subtle variations in the colour. So some of them are offering you more of a golden champagne tone. Others are offering you that rich, bordering on a sort of cognac tone by that centre stone, isn't it? Rather than a golden yellow. Normally, these top drilled faceted droplets would be $14.95. That's 20p a carat, and we're not even staying there. Really? Taking them down to Bargain Town should be $14.95, but this evening they're going to be $9.95. There you go. Michelle looks like she's going to punch me. I think he's another one that would be a favourite with you then, Michelle.
Definitely, and I wouldn't I wouldn't use them with anything else. I would keep it quite simple. So they're very...
Yellow gold, would you say?
Yes, yellow gold, definitely.
They're
Although, I don't know, antique bronze might look quite nice with antique bronze as well.
Very nice,
They would look lovely like that, actually.
Yeah. You've won me over instantly.
Yeah, I'd probably go for antique bronze over gold or those. They would look just as pretty with antique bronze, would look lovely.
And would you're saying you keep it quite simple in terms of what you'd put them with, would you keep the design quite simple as well? So maybe briolet wrapping, pair of droplet earrings, something like that? Yeah,
just lots of simple briolet style wrapping on the top. So you just got the small sort of
the faceted broader
section.
edge, yes,
that's it,
absolutely,
showing off. And then I would probably just have them graduated in size and probably in colour, just as a simple neckline.
On the décolletage as well.
Lovely.
Absolutely, why not? And again, with your LBD, that looks so effective because the black and gold combination is so popular. $9.95 is the clearance price this evening for the next 60 minutes. These are flying out the door, proving to be very popular. So either people have already got designs in mind, or there's a little bit of birthstone jewellery that's about to be put together. So congratulations if you have just added these to your order. Double figures. Michelle, can you turn away?
No.
Okay,
no,
this isn't personal, because it's not just something you would like.
Personal.
It's something everybody would like.
Oh, I like the blue one in the middle.
That one?
Yeah. And I like the pinky red one underneath it.
Producer Helena thinks these are really jazzy.
They are. They're lush.
I just don't know why. I just find that such a hilarious way to describe something. Like, oh, these are really jazzy. I don't know why. It does make me want to go. But what was that? Don't do that with my moustache. Why? Does it look creepy? Just in case you're not aware, this is part of a charity awareness campaign known as Movember to promote the awareness of male cancers like testicular cancer and prostate cancer. So that's why I've got a silly moustache. Let's get back to the gemstones as always. We're so easily distracted, aren't we? Well,
if you will do silly things, what do you expect?
To be honest, I think the person who's doing the silliest things tonight is producer Helena.
Yeah, well,
I've seen her prices, haven't you?
Yeah, I would agree with that one.
Have a look at the colour tones here. So jazzy. Oh, I can't say that with a straight face. I don't know why. So, have a look at that. That do you know what? That's almost like a tiger's eye kind of transition of colour you've got there. Hot pink, emerald green. This is the one that Michelle was drawn to.
Yeah.
That sort of swirl, almost oceanic.
See, I would hang that out of the wind. You know, like
on a wind chime.
Yeah, but on a wind chime. But also, you can buy are they crystals or glass? You know where the sun shines through and it gives you the rainbow effect?
Yep.
You could hang one of those from the window. That would look lovely.
Gorgeous, wouldn't it? This is something that our regular tech op Sam promotes a lot, because she likes to create quirky items like your wind chimes and your chandeliers, and she would be drawn to this for that reason. I suppose it's the way it's been cut. They're faceted drops, aren't they? So you can see that they come to a point, much like the kind of crystal that would be cut for a chandelier, actually. That's the way I'd describe it. They're almost chandelier drops, aren't they? Raspberry pinks there.
Oh, could you imagine if you've got a really dull lampshade in your house and you want to jazz it up? You upcycle it. Oh, yeah.
They're so jazzy, you can jazz it up with them. 240 carats in total on this particular strand. That means you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But it could vary, so you could get 8, you could get 10. You're always going to get 240 carats. Wow, 8.95. I would say that actually what you've got here is 9 pendants. So that means you're paying less than £1 per pendant. No wonder we got so many people multi-buying on this. It probably would be the focal point of the design because they're quite sizable, ranging from 26 by 14 up to 42 by 16. So if you are using these as pendants, they are going to be quite gem heavy. You're talking about on average over 20 carats per gemstone here, and that could be a consideration for some of your buyers, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
Traditionally, of course, people do value jewellery against the carat weight of the sort of focal point, the main gemstone in there. So if you are able to present your customers with gemstone jewellery where the pendant itself features over 20 carats, that's a massive benefit to you as a designer and becomes a real selling point to your customers. Over half the stock's now been allocated on this particular strand, so if you are interested, you need to be dialing that free phone number right now to get involved. And if you've got it placed in your basket, you need to check out, otherwise you can expect to miss out. £8.95. Quite incredible, really, I think, to take these kind of carat weights under £10. That's what really does excite me about JewelleryMaker as a channel.
Well, you'd sell a pendant on its own for £10 of one of those.
Really?
Yeah.
What more do you need to know? Yeah. Especially, you know, I think there's going to be a lot of jewellery makers out there because our audience has grown quite a lot over the last 12 months, and I'm thinking there's going to be a few people in 2015, I'm thinking New Year's resolutions, must start selling my jewellery designs.
I'd probably introduce a bit of wire writing into those as well.
So almost create your own embellishments and detailing using the wire. I would probably thread
it wire through the middle.
Right.
And then I would, at the base of the wire, I would bring the wire back out. So the word you would write would read that way rather than that way.
So it would go vertical?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Got you.
That would look quite nice.
And then again, it allows you to offer a personal service as well at your craft fairs. Okay, I'm down to well, actually I've got less than 20. I was going to say the final 20. I've got 16 strands remaining in stock. So first come, first serve for the last in stock there. Incredible colour tones and statement look from each and every gemstone. Yes. All for under £10. Moving on, as that one looks like it's going to be a sellout. And we're going to offer you another opportunity to invest in a Keshi pearl look. This time they're a little bit larger and basically an amethyst purple colour. That's how I'd describe it.
Lilac.
I think the pearl essence from certain angles, you're able to pick out that lavender tone, and then from other angles, if you look at it from the other side, you can see the depth of colour, the amethyst purple as well. So you get the variations actually. That's the beauty of working with your Keshi pearls actually. They do range in size. Again, it's to do with the way they've actually formed, that irregularity. They range from 8x7 to 10x7, and actually plum is quite a good middle ground between the purples and the lavenders. They are pretty much a plum colour here. And again, we talked about the versatility of the shape itself. They could be used as petals or leaves, or the stamen for a lily perhaps. And I have to say, this is the kind of pearl that will give you credibility as a designer, because your customers will be able to establish that they're the real deal and that you're not working with faux pearls or coated plastic or whatever it is they use to create them. And I'm thinking, if you do want to keep it organic and you want to work with natural minerals, how about setting these with the Superstar Vine?
Have you got the cherry red ones there?
I do.
Oh, that looks nice. And I would probably thread them onto tiger tail. I would rags Wycombe either end and make them in a bracelet.
Real sort of statement look as well for Christmas Day as well, because of the colour tones. Okay, there you go. That's your personal piece of Christmas jewellery, I would say. Don't be selling that one at the craft fairs. Keep that for the big day.
That is. I
love that combination actually. I'll tell you what, producer Helena, can I make a suggestion? Oh, actually, the Superstar Bar is going to sell out at 8 PM, isn't it? I would write down this combination. That can make a fantastic bundle in the future, should we be left with limited stock. There we go. There you go, a little suggestion that's happened organically there. These are coming up in the final hour of the show. Can't say exactly when, so it could be 8:01 for all I know. We are going to move on though, because it's time to bring the price on screen. Your plum coloured Keshi pearls here for under £10, £9.95 once again. And I have to say, Keshi pearls for me are almost, I think, one of the most effective shapes that you can actually source as a jewellery designer, because of the scope they offer you. I'm just thinking, I mean, look at this one here. That is literally a petal or a leaf shape, isn't it? It's like Mother Nature's imitating herself. Yeah. So you just need, what, 5 of those to make a simple little cultured pearl flower? That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Would look lovely.
Oh, and all you need is one of your silver pearls in the centre. If only I could do some of the techniques, I'd be a great designer, wouldn't I? There you go. I mean, those silver pearls with the plum colour's perfect. Going to move on from that one now, and we're going to bring you some more festive pearls in my mind. Ooh. This time,
they're nice.
I would almost describe these as cabochon pearls, because you get the flat base and you get the domed effect as well, although you get fantastic irregularities on the actual shape of the pearls. So again, provides you with credibility, shows your customers that these are genuine cultured pearls. Once again, you've got that fantastic mulberry colour here. Who's had a mulled wine so far?
Don't like wine.
Helena, do you like mulled wine? I thought, haven't had one yet. Pete? Yes! You just reminded me I need to send some of my friends from up north the dates I'm available for the German Christmas market to get a mulled wine, and that is the imagery that these pearls evoke for me. The fruits and the spices. It almost just makes Christmas come to life. When you don't like mulled wine,
don't
then,
like
Michelle?
wine.
Do you like the mulberry pearls though?
I like the mulberry pearls. I just don't like the wine. I don't like wine.
Don't like any wine?
No. I don't drink.
Cheap date? Like
oh no, I'm not cheap. Just because I don't like wine, it doesn't mean I don't like other things then.
Again, have a look at this. When you have a look at the sort of variations in colour you get, they almost range from like gold to red to plum to almost a neon purple again. I'm really getting that bright purple tone coming through on the pearlescence. Fantastic. Look, actually I think we're capturing it there. Just as you turn the pearls in the light, changes from a sort of deep red tone to a purple hue. Fantastic, because this is why people are drawn to genuine gemstones as opposed to faux pearls, for example. Not only their longevity, they're 11 by 9 millimeters in size, so they are going to make a significant impact on your jewellery design. You need to be on the phone lines pretty early for these opportunities, especially when we take cultured pearls under £10. £7.95 as well, not a little bit under £10. Incredible deal there.
Gosh, that's I paid more than that for pearls. Well, it would have been a while ago now. Probably when I first started making jewellery, but I paid a lot more than that when I bought my pearls, and I had to pay extra in the way of postage as well because I got them from America.
Yes, I can understand that. Yeah. Well, of course, that's the beauty of JewelleryMaker coming along, I suppose, because
well, it was.
Being part of the Genuine Gemstone Company, and of course Gems TV's been going for over 10 years, so it means that we actually work with the same pearl suppliers, and we've worked with the same pearl suppliers over 10 years, so we can negotiate the most competitive prices on the market, and we pass those savings on to you. £7.95 for 11 by 9 millimeter mulberry pearls. Moving on, and it's another quite interesting opportunity here. Could be seen as quite a festive strand because they're almost twinkling with different colours here. You've got your silver tones, you've got the beautiful lilacs and violet hues coming through, and it's all to do with the coating these receive. So we've enhanced Mother Nature's hard work here. It's a sort of a metallic coating that gives you this variation in the colours, and this kind of range from a storm cloud grey to a silver to a violet tone on the surface. Hopefully that's coming through.
She kept them well hidden.
Say again?
Helena kept them well hidden.
Tell you what.
They're lovely.
I know what Michelle's not really a big wine drinker. She's a bitter girl.
That's so funny, this tumbleweed, Ed. Hilarious.
It's the first time the gallery have ever laughed, actually. I have to say, 180 carats on this particular strand. These are faceted pear drops or teardrops, depending on how you see it, but actually, because of the quite distinctive facet that you've got there, you do get quite an interesting play of light, an interesting dynamic to the gemstone itself. Again, you could potentially use these as pendants. They're 16 by 12 millimeters in size, but again, you could also use them as petals or leaves. Depends what takes your fancy. What are you going to do with yours? You need to make a real impact with these, don't you? Because of that coating, because of the variations in colour. Actually, we're starting to see a lot of golden and bronze tones there, so these could be perfect for wire work, actually. Michelle,
yeah,
would you say?
Yeah, they would. They would lovely as individual pendants. I'd probably use them as key rings as well.
Ah, nice.
In a keyring design, but again, it would probably involve my sort of signature make, which would be a single stone in the centre, a single letter, and then wire work around the outside,
Nice.
and then on a keychain. That'd be quite nice.
Yeah, and also it makes the piece of jewellery itself very individual, very personal, which is a key consideration for luxury items, of course. People want to feel special when they wear them, when they hold them. 180 carats of your metallic coated grey agate here, $6.95. Another added to your order price, making genuine gemstones as accessible as possible. That's what we're all about here at JewelleryMaker. I'll tell you what, is there anything this strand of pearls doesn't go with?
Ooh,
You like
looks
that?
nice. That looks nice. Lovely.
So you could actually, what I'm thinking is, you could use the pearls for a sort of choker style design. And then one of those as your little pendant.
Yeah.
No, we don't actually, because all of my dad jokes are brilliant. Whoever suggested that we should create an animated tumbleweed. They're supposed to be rubbish, that's the joke. Okay, that's my excuse anyway. Metallic rainbow coated grey agate, the $6.95. We're moving on. this one, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, yeah. Sort of a cohesive design, but we can offer you the strands at a wholesale price point. So everyone's a winner. And on this occasion, trying to focus on some of the more autumnal tones, I suppose, here. This is known as Fallen Leaves, and you can see the transition of colours from the golden tones to the rich tangerine shades throughout the actual collection of gems here. Got your Citrine plain drops, subtle sort of lemon-like tone here. And you get 70 carats of Citrine there. They range in size from 3x2 to 10x3, so 32 centimetre strand there. Lots of gemstones and lots of variation in the sizes as well. So once again, lots of creative scope. Then moving on to your Peach Moonstone. Again, irregular drops, but more subtle graduation in the size, ranging from 6x4 to 10x6, giving you 75 carats in total. Another 32 centimetre strand there. Then you got 30 centimetres of carnelian, ranging in size from 5x4 to 14x6, 70 carats there, giving you those sort of fiery tangerine tones. And that is perfectly mirrored in the rich orange and cherry reds, actually, that you get from your crackled quartz nuggets, 9x6mm in size. And here it's the inclusions that actually make those gemstones come to life, because almost look like little embers in the fire. Actually, they're really dramatic. 4-strand pack here, perfectly complementing each and every strand because of that almost graduation in the colour throughout the bundle itself. Known as Fallen Leaves, this particular deal is only available for the next 60 minutes, so my suggestion is, if you're caught in two minds, start dialing the free phone number, because we have extended your money back guarantee until the end of January. And when you see the kind of value we can offer you here for these gems of distinction quality gemstones of Citrine, carnelian and your crackled quartz per strand already, let's get it under £3 per strand. $10.95 this evening for 4 strands of gemstones. And you have to say, pretty much the design process has been taken care for you here, because the colours complement each other so well. I mean, you don't have to use them together, but I have to say the combinations are always going to work between the tangerine shades and the golden tones. It's classic, especially for seasonal jewellery if you're thinking about autumnal looks. And of course, you could easily integrate other colour tones if you think about smoky quartz, for example. That would work in there with those, wouldn't it? And
see, men's tie-pins. I don't think...
I was talking about this the other night. What's happened, Michelle? Your microphone's fallen off. Never mind. We'll sort Michelle's mic out. We'll get back to that. That's a great suggestion. I was talking about this the other day, actually, tie-pins, because some of the more quirkier items tend to be the biggest sellers at craft fairs traditionally. If you think about glasses chains, chain sort of thing, pins, cufflinks, brooches.
Yeah, definitely. We don't seem to... there doesn't seem to be enough focus on men's jewellery. It's what I seem to find, and a lot of the designs are usually based around women and what women would like.
Absolutely.
But you know, just something simple for a tie pin for a bloke, just to snazzy up a tie, or if you're going out and you want something just a little bit extra. To me,
I think these are the kind of items that are starting to become more popular again as well. Things like cufflinks as well, that you didn't hear a lot of for a few years. Now, some people are really into their cufflinks. Who are these people? Yeah,
I love tie-pins. Yeah. And I think he used to have a shirt that used to have like a buttonhole either side, and he used to pin right through a buttonhole to the other side with a bar. I don't know. I'd have to find some old pictures, but I'm sure he had something like that.
There were historically much more of a range, weren't there, for men's jewellery. They could work perfectly. I really think the colour combination's fantastic. Regular viewers will know that I think orange is a gemstone for all seasons, because it works throughout the year, adding warmth or working with the pastel tones. You can't go wrong here. Under £3 per strand for your carnelian, crackled quartz, moonstone and Citrine. We'll leave that one with you, and we're going to move on to our next deal. Aha! I'll tell you what, if you just got hold of that bundle, how about this? Oh yes.
Ooh.
That is a bit of depth to the combination, doesn't it?
That is a warm fire.
This has never been seen before. It's a premiere strand, Michelle.
Yeah. That reminds me of sitting in a nice cosy log cabin with a fire going, with all cutched up with a blanket. Yeah.
You've literally transported Eleanor
I've gone,
to another place. She's there with you.
It's all snowy outside and you're in the mountains and it's all cold and you're all snuggle up. Oh,
this is Michelle's way of punishing us because she's at work and she's missing out on the deals. She's like, right, I'll teach them a lesson.
But it does. Sometimes that's what happens. You look at something and that's what you imagine.
This is what makes me fall in love with the use of genuine gemstones.
That's exactly what I just said.
I've never looked at a piece of glass and been transported to a tropical environment or a log cabin, but that's the kind of imagery that you see when you look at genuine gemstones.
Yeah, it's Christmas, it's warm, it's just, lush.
I mean, I'm matching it up there with some of the more autumnal shades there, the golden tones and the orange tones, but again, smoky quartz. Very, very versatile, very eclectic. Work with any metallic tone, work with virtually any other gemstone, and a lot of designers use it to tone down those more dramatic monochrome looks here. The colour tone will certainly do that, but you're still going to get a lot of drama, real sort of spectacle from the way it's been faceted. You've got step cut facets on the surface, so they're quite sort of high impact, they're quite definitive. You see that? And because of the depth of colour, that chocolate brown, you get a fantastic lustre on the surface of the gemstone, aren't you? 90 carats in total, once again, top drill drop, so going to hang beautifully within your designs. Quite large, ranging in size from 10 by 4 to 17 by 7 millimeters in size. A must-have for all jewellery makers. Fantastic smoky quartz, especially of this quality. Never been seen before. This could be your first and last opportunity to add 90 carats of smoky quartz to your order for just $12.95. It is coming from our Gems of Distinction range. And look at that. When you see the lustre that you get, the play of light there, it's like the paparazzi flashes going off again, isn't it? I associate that kind of lustre with sophisticated evening wear traditionally, and this strand of gemstones will definitely fit that bill. $12.95 for 90 carats of smoky quartz. Lots and lots of people coming through on the free phone number now, and if you've got it placed in your basket, you know what to do. It's a premiere launch, so check out to avoid disappointment. You've got until the end of January to make your final decision about any of the items you ordered today. We're going to move on. And going from one of Mother Nature's base tones to the other. So have a look at this. Forest green tones that you're getting here. Again, quite a significant look from the size of a gemstone. They range from 9 to 10 millimeters, but also from the way it's been faceted. Of course, the greater the number of facets, the greater the play of light, and that's definitely evident on this particular gemstone strand. Just look at that, sparkling away beautifully, isn't it? Actually, it's almost like a holly green, so in keeping with the sort of festive
Christmas tree earrings.
Absolutely, I'm thinking. You like that for your festive looks?
Ooh.
Like that?
It's quite nice.
This is actually green onyx, and so it's a kind of a variation of the traditional colour we'd associate with this gemstone. Normally, when you see onyx, you think of those jet black tones, traditionally been used by the likes of Cartier and Gucci as an accent. $130 carats in total, and I'm just thinking, you know, we was talking there about masculine jewellery design. I think a bracelet, even with the paracords, these would probably stand up to that because they are 10mm in size. Because of the depth of colour, you could get away with using a faceted stone here in a masculine design. Over 130 carats here. We always talk about the fact that green will go with any other gemstone colour because it's Mother Nature's base tone, so you can't go wrong with this strand. And again, it comes from our Gems of Distinction range, so always interesting to work with a very popular and well-known gemstone, but in an alternative colour tone. So this is something that people will have heard of, but they might never have seen green onyx. 10mm rounds here, 130 carats in total, coming from our Gems of Distinction range, and your price point this evening, once again, something to be taking advantage of. $14.95 for 130 carats of beautiful green onyx here in your 9 to 10mm faceted rounds. Add that to your order over the next 60 minutes, at which point it will drop off the late show schedule. We're going to move on, and we're going to give you something. Wow, talking of drama, size of these, just about strong enough to hold this strand. Huge carat weight, you got to say here. I was going to say, I bet this is over 500 carats, but I thought, well, I better not, just in case it's not. It's over 900 carats, so I would have been safe saying it. I mean, look at the colour tones as well. Again, lots of earthy colours here, sort of quite dramatic, quite earthy colours. So you've got the sort of chestnut browns, the silvers, even, again, sort of storm cloud grey tones.
Yeah, that's a Laura binding strand if ever I saw one.
Absolutely, you could use these almost as cabochons, couldn't you?
Yeah. See, I don't want to give the game away because I'm on Friday and I've got something of a similar, I wouldn't say similar shape, but I have got big pieces in one of the kits I have, and I would use those for the design that I'm going to make. That
you're going to demonstrate, right? Okay. If you intend to watch Michelle's Designer Inspiration
morning show
on Friday.
Morning.
Oh, sorry, morning show. Sorry, my apologies. Morning show on Friday. Add this to your order, especially if you've already got a P&P paid for. It will run straight up until midnight. You can get these home. You can make along with Michelle on Friday morning. I'm getting the impression that these would have actually been your choice. With these edges from the strand you've actually got.
All I would say to you is, if you think about the locket that we had, our show...
I better not. I don't want to get distracted.
No. It wouldn't make a locket of it, but the design I have in mind would be loosely based around it.
Okay. You're being very mysterious about this. You don't want to give the game away. Okay, fair enough. But they'd definitely be in keeping with the style of jewellery that Michelle's going to be demonstrating on Friday morning. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at the individual gemstones, you can see how sizable they are. They're 34 by 25mm. I think the thing that really identifies it for me is the depth of the gemstone as opposed to the actual sort of surface area.
Stormy nights.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was thinking. I could see storm cloud greys in there. They look really dramatic, don't they? Definitely going to make an impact. And once again, because of the variation, I mean, look at that one there. You could use any metallic tone.
That looks like an eye.
It does a little bit, yeah. Put it,
or from where I'm looking. So for me, the centre bit's the blue, and then the sort of the brown, like an animal's eye rather over a human's eye. That's what I see anyway.
950 carats here, and once again I will give you a quick count at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 gemstones. So again, what we're talking about there, over 80 carats on each gemstone. Pretty ridiculous. $12.95 is your price point for 950 carats. It's rather ridiculous, isn't it, really? That's spectacular, isn't it? Each and every gemstone could pretty much earn you your money back as a pendant design.
Yes, definitely.
And the rest. Yeah. Okay, we are going to move on. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to go to a quick break. When we return, we're going to give you more incredible deals, including clearance prices and premiere launches, we also have a very interesting findings deal. Every single jewellery maker out there is going to want to get hold of these essential findings, so don't move a muscle. We'll be back in 2.
Join guest designer Liz Welsh as she guides you through how to make beads using friendly plastic. Liz will teach you how to make an array of different shapes and patterns, including round beads, wrapped and tubular beads. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. So, to get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Come and join guest designer Fiona on our resin workshop. Fiona will guide you through designing with resin and building techniques such as using resin to make cold connections, using wire, creating bezels, and using other mediums to create colour and texture. The full course includes resin and epoxy enamelling hardener, a bead scoop, a selection of different gauged wire, a selection of alcohol inks, glitters, gilding flakes and Angelina fibres, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios, the Gem Museum and a chance to visit the shop. All of this for just $79.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. JewelleryMaker ships to the following countries. We offer 2 delivery services, standard and premium. So wherever you are in the world, JewelleryMaker are never far away.
I'm a massive fan of macrame. I have been ever since I was introduced to the medium, nearly 2 years ago now. And what I love about it is the simplicity of it, but also the myriad of knots that are available. There are hundreds of different combinations. You actually start off with 5 knots, but it's just the way you use them, and the combination of knots, the type of gemstones that you use, and the cords that we've got in stock at the moment are just amazing. We've got hemp, which is a really good basis to start, and then we go up to satin. We've just had some amazing paracord introduced to the setup as well. And the gemstones, every single gemstone just lends itself so well to this discipline. As I said, it's very easy, it's very simple techniques, very easy to pick up, anyone can do it, and the world is your oyster, literally.
If you love classic jewellery, then why not come and join guest designer Gemma Crow on our vintage workshop. Gemma will guide you through various beading and wirework techniques which will inspire you to create timeless designs from a bygone era. The full course includes a selection of wire, a selection of findings and charms, a bead scoop, use of all relevant tools and equipment, a buffet lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studio and a visit to our Gemstone Museum. All of this for just $69.95. Have a blast from the past and take home some amazing designs. For further information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
I like working with Kumihimo because it's a very mobile craft. I can take it with me to various different places and work on it on the go. It's got endless patterns that you can create with lots of varied materials which JewelleryMaker sell in abundance. So things like our satin cords and waxed cords, but we can use ribbons and wire as well. And I like the product because that it's sort of something that all ages can do. So from the very young, my children enjoy making Kumihimo braids, right through to people who might have some sorts of dexterity problems because it's very easy, there's nothing heavy to move, and you get into a real zone of sort of peaceful tranquility while doing it, and it just takes you to another place and you just get lost in the moment of making Kumihimo.
Welcome back to JewelleryMaker. Michelle and I were just getting a little bit a little bit of inspiration together.
Yeah.
We've just got enamoured by this one item, and then all of a sudden they're like, we're coming back now, guys. We're still talking about potential designs. We're actually going into a little findings segment of the show now. So essential deals for all jewellery makers, but of course, the findings we offer you here at Jewellery Maker don't necessarily have to be used as the mechanic of your piece. You don't have to hide them away, because sometimes they will become the feature of your design. One of the items that will allow you to do that is a toggle clasp, of course. If you are creating quite an intricate asymmetrical design, you could of course set the clasp on one side so you can actually see it within the piece. And toggle clasps, as we've just touched upon the idea of creating more masculine styles of jewellery. If you're thinking about cufflinks, toggle clasp, where it's at. So simple, even I've made a pair. So that, I've got to be pretty achievable if I can do it, I've got to say. Now, one thing I was touching upon there is the detailing on the actual clasps themselves. Therefore, you can use them as a feature and they'll instantly add value to your pieces. Talk a lot about this, but of course, even if you're sitting at home now thinking, oh, he's talking about selling jewellery again, and I don't sell my jewellery, I'm a hobbyist. Listen, it's only a matter of time. I would say that, let's say you started making jewellery a year ago, it's only a few months before someone's going to notice something that you've put together and ask you to recreate it for them. And that will start you on your journey. And I've spoken to a lot of people who aren't necessarily focused on creating lots and lots of money from selling their designs. Some people create jewellery designs as a sort of charitable outlet, if you like, so they sell their designs and they donate the money to charity, or they do it as part of charity events. Of course, it was sort of Children in Need yesterday, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
what was the other one? They did in fact they did the masculine cancer event, didn't they, a few weeks ago on Channel 4. So you know, these kind of events, and actually lots of people have are sort of patrons of certain charities, and lots of people use their skills as a jewellery maker to try and raise funds for charities, don't they? This is something that lots of people do. And these toggle clasps for me will allow you to create lots of different pieces. I mean, if you're creating a pair of cufflinks, for example, you only need the T-bar, so that can end up becoming a feature of another design, potentially, maybe with resin, or
With
like
resin,
you were saying.
or suspending a pearl or a stone in the centre.
Ooh.
Use it as a pendant rather than as a toggle
Yeah, I was
clasp.
thinking about maybe even following the shape. Could you potentially work that into like a wire work locket or something like that? Or is that? Yeah, there you go. In fact, we got some very sizable toggle clasps here. This is what me and Michelle were talking, or Michelle and I, sorry, were talking about just before we ended the break there. Suspending one pearl in the centre of that toggle clasp. Do you like that? And you've got the silver and gold there.
Which is all Christmas
really
colours as well.
Oh, good point, yeah. Fantastic. So you can't go wrong, can you? And of course, that instantly becomes a feature of the design, and you don't have to put lots of gemstones into the piece because you've created something a little bit off the wall. Now, I will take you through all of the shapes. In fact, I think we've got an image that will show you all of the individual shapes. You've got fantastic detailing here, heart-shaped toggle clasps, floral toggle clasps. You've got that beautiful brushed finish, the rope effect. Can't go wrong. There's everything you're going to get. And you've got 20 different types, but you've got 2 of each. So actually you get 40 toggle clasps as part of this particular deal. A really comprehensive collection of fancy findings. This is all gold plated copper, and currently it's available for $29.95. But we're about to honour a previous price reduction, take it down to Bargain Town and make it as accessible as possible. I do think that items like this will help you to enhance the look of your jewellery, especially at $25.95. So helping you out there with your P&P.
Yes.
Makes it a truly risk-free opportunity, and actually I don't think we're going to get any of them being sent back if you think about how they'll help to enhance your designs. A lot of our designers tell me that when they are selling their design, more often than not, the customer's not interested in what gemstone it is or what the technique is, they go straight to the clasp.
Yeah, the nice thing is obviously if you do decide to use them as cufflinks,
Yes.
so where you have one clasp will give you one necklace, but if you use the T-bar for a pair of cufflinks and the open loop for a pendant, you have two items out of one.
Two items out of one
So
finding.
you are making greater use of your findings rather than just restricting them to the one use.
Absolutely. I mean, I think sometimes people sort of pigeonhole the actual findings and try to use them just for the intended use, but some of the most innovative designs I've seen have been where people have taken a finding in a new direction, actually. And so you should never feel limited by the intended use of a toggle clasp, because it's all about you expressing your own design ideas, and sometimes the findings can be a perfect way to do that, particularly when you've got this level of detailing and finish on the finding itself. $25.95 is our clearance price this evening. 40 individual toggle clasps, 20 different styles or types. Moving on, and we're going to focus again on pretty comprehensive findings pack. I think these are designed to be used with Kumihimo actually, because you've got the little bell-shaped clasps, and oh, look at that, and they're actually magnetic bell-shaped clasps, so they're going to be really easy to work with, aren't they? These have proved to be hugely popular in the past, these Kumihimo findings kits. Kumihimo, of course, a very popular discipline here at jewellery making. You can see there, magnetic little bell-shaped clasp, so you get two of those. Ooh.
Ideal if you've got dexterity issues and you can't undo bolt ring clasp and jump rings, or do T-bar classes.
Yes,
clasps.
absolutely, and this is a consideration for a lot of people. Sometimes you'll find at craft fairs people fall in love with your design, but they just think, oh, that'd be for me. So, oh, of course it is. I was thrown a bit there. It's a chain connector.
Yeah, well, you know, with the same as a bolt ring clasp or jump ring, it's just a screw one.
So you can just screw it up, yeah. So not ideal if you've got dexterity problems, but for a sort of alternative finish, and if you're trying to create something a little bit different that will set you apart, that's a fantastic finding actually. I was just being a bit thick then, wasn't I, really? You get two of those as well. Ooh, you know, I'm going to tip all of this out, so bear with me. And that way I'll get a better idea of what's going on. Oh, that's what I was trying to avoid, Pete, but you're going to have to tidy that up now. Jump rings have gone everywhere. How many jump rings do we get? 20 silver-plated jump rings as part of this deal. Two very almost industrial-looking lobster claw clasps, because they're very large, but actually, again, if you're working with something like paracord and it's going to be quite a significant look, this is the kind of fastening that you want for a piece like that, isn't it? They are quite large. You get two of those as well. You do get two of your toggle clasps. These are quite traditional looking toggle clasps as opposed to the sort of detailed ones we just saw. All silver plated, don't forget, so you get two of those as well. You get your ribbon cord endings now. A discipline that can sometimes be construed as a little bit more like craft work than handmade jewellery, and I think when you're working with, you know, professional findings like your ribbon cord endings, again, that will set you apart. It will elevate those designs onto the next level. So you've got 4 ribbon cord endings. You've also got your little S-shaped hooks, or actually you could probably get away with using those as shepherd hooks, couldn't you? I think they're supposed to be, I think they are supposed to be ear wires actually, but you could also use them as little connectors if you wanted to within your bracelet designs. And we've also got these are quite interesting. These are these sort of ribbon cord ends as well? These are your traditional ribbon cord ends, aren't they? But they've got a slightly irregular shape.
I would imagine you glue your cords in there.
Yeah, so you put all your cords in there, little dot of glue, and then again, it's all about giving braiding techniques such as Kumihimo that professional finish to the piece. Discuss, a lot of your customers will make their decision based on the finish of the clasp as opposed to the quality of the work, which is a bit strange, but you got to give the people what they want. All of that for $9.95.
Your workmanship says a lot about who you are as well.
Very true. Attention to detail, very important. I was talking about this last week, and some people did think I was going off at a tangent, but it was only because somebody I know who owns a small business was saying attention to detail starts from the first second you meet your client. Even the quality of the card you've used on your business card shows the quality of the work that they'll expect to receive from you. And that's very much the case with jewellery design as well, isn't it?
It is. If you put time and effort into your designs and make sure everything's finished off nice and neatly, people are going to be wanting to spend that little bit more money.
Yeah, it's going to make them feel more comfortable, isn't it? Parting with money, yeah. Absolutely. Okay, we're going to move those findings to one side. I have pretty much put it all away for you, Pete, and I even didn't put the lid on the desk for you. $9.95, lots of people flying in for that one. And we're not going to finish there. We want to find something for everyone during our finding selection. And now this is an essential finding, but with subtle variations. So you've got gold-plated sterling silver, high-end on top of high-end, so yellow gold, and it is 9-carat yellow gold that we use for our plating. I have been asked this on Facebook. 925 sterling silver. Have a look at the shapes on these particular eye pins. Not your traditional round eye pins, we've got some variations here. You've got your triangular shaped eye pins. You do get your traditional round ones, but you also get, you can never pick up the one you want, can you? There we go, you've got these. I mean, I think they're described as arrowheads, but when I see them, I see hearts, just like Helena said the same thing. There you go. Put it that way, you'll see a little heart. So, yeah, you got your heart or arrowhead shaped, and then little club.
Clovers.
Or a 3-leaf clover, yeah, exactly, yeah. So it could be a shamrock, could be a little club. Yeah. I'm talking about the playing card club there, by the way. So those are the 4 different styles. And you get 10 of each.
Are they new? Because I've not seen them before.
I've seen them previously, but they're fairly new. You know, we got them a couple of months ago, but they have been on air before, so they're not brand new. But yeah, they're nice.
If you've got something simple and you want to give it a bit of embellishment, but you don't want to make it too over the top, I think that's quite nice.
And this is the beauty of the findings that we offer here at JewelleryMaker, the fact that you can take your designs in a slightly different direction, but using your findings, so which they would traditionally be the mechanics, as I said, and I suppose some people would try and hide these factors away, but when they're actually adding to the look of your design, you know you're onto a winner. 4 different styles there, 10 of each eye pin, all over 38mm in size. If you were to buy these individually, it'd be $21.95, but we're not going to stay there this evening. We are going to give you a late show price reduction. You can't go wrong tonight. We are trying to find add it to your order deals right up until 9 PM. Wow, it's a hefty saving down to $14.95. That's like a 33% saving on that particular deal. Can't go wrong there, can you? Especially not if you've got a P&P up and running, because don't forget, you're talking about gold-plated sterling silver. Talked quite a lot recently about how difficult it is for us to source new gold deposits, and the fact that moving forward, mate, it might happen in 2015. It might just be the case that we can't offer gold-plated sterling silver anymore. You know, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, so I'm not saying that is definitely the case, but certainly if we keep going the way we are, not finding new deposits of gold, it's almost impossible to think that we'll be able to bring you gold, especially at these prices. $14.95 gold-plated sterling silver, as Michelle's already highlighted, that attention to detail and the use of precious metals is what will set you apart from other designers, and of course it's repeat business and word of mouth that's going to allow you to continue to sell your designs. I'm going to leave that one with you at the clearance price of $14.95, but it's only available at that price for 60 minutes, and at that point it will revert back to the original price of $21.95. So what we're doing, sterling silver earring findings. Wonderful. Pedro, any ideas? No, those are just the large rondelles I've got here. They're coming up later in the show, by the way. Little heads up. Detailed rondelles, very sizable. Statement size, in fact, I would say. These are coming up as a premiere launch in the final hour of the show also. They're fantastic, aren't they? Can't see this one. Am I being silly? Let's do something else until we find it. Oh, it's here. Is it this one? Okay, I've got that now. Sorry. It's because I was looking for sterling silver, but the sterling silver shepherd hooks were hidden by these larger fancy earring findings. So. It was on the other left, aka the right. And because I was looking for sterling silver, and we also have the inclusion of gold-plated findings in this, we were all being silly. Anywho, you'll let us off with that when you see the price point, don't worry. Have a look at these shepherd hooks, they're fantastic. Oh, I tell you what, if you do like resin or polymer clay, these are great because you do get that extra little bit on the finding that you could press into your resin or polymer clay setting, couldn't you? And that would really be a bespoke pair of earrings. The thing I love about these particular shepherd hooks, I know it sounds like a simple thing, but again, you know, in terms of attention to detail, it's this little flat edge that you get on the outer extremity. You can see that there?
Oh yeah.
It's just a little bit of detail, but it catches the light. It shows that it is 925 sterling silver, particularly as you've got the 925 stamp on that part of the finding as well. So I just think that little bit of attention to detail does highlight the quality of the piece of jewellery that you've been able to create. Now these are your 925 sterling silver shepherd hooks, but they do have that little half drill connector on there as well. You get 5 pairs of those in total, perfect for use with a variety of different disciplines, as I said. So 5 pairs of your sterling silver shepherd hooks, but you also get 24 pairs of your gold plated findings here. And you get the 4 different variations in the shapes there, so 6 pairs of each. And you've got the little rectangle, you've got the little lever arch, you've got the loop, natural loop, and then you've got the U-shaped findings. 6 pairs of each, all gold plated findings on those ones, and then you've got 5 pairs, 10 individual sterling silver shepherd hooks, so 5 pairs of those as well. If you were to buy all of these items individually, it'd already be an incredible price point at $14.90. Of course, if you are attending craft fairs over the festive period, earrings another big seller, but you need a lot of variety, a lot of choice to suit your customers. Wow, $7.95. You'd pay that for the shepherd hooks alone, wouldn't you? Sterling silver.
Silver shepherd hooks, yeah.
That's an amazing deal. $7.95. Hold on. That's 29 pairs of earring findings for $7.95. That is an add it to your order price. That is an essential for all jewellery makers. Of course, earrings, probably the best way for you to benefit from jewellery making personally, I suppose.
Yeah, it's probably the best seller on the stall as well, to be honest.
Really?
A pair of earrings, I'd have thought, yeah.
I'm just thinking, you know, you master all these skills, of course, and as people do start to develop their talents, they want to sell their designs, so they attend craft fairs and they work on personal commissions and what have you. But I think sometimes that detracts from the fact that the reason you got into the hobby is because you wanted to create a personal collection of jewellery, and often once you start to become, you know, a little bit more successful, you just don't have time for that. But a pair of earrings, you can always create a pair of earrings in minutes.
Always time to make a pair of earrings, always.
And so if you're, I suppose this is the time of year where lots of you're getting pushed and pulled, if you like, so somebody will just...
Husbands don't know what to buy their wives for Christmas.
Don't need to know a ring size, don't need to know what gemstone necessarily they're like.
No.
All you need to know is whether they've got
purchase.
their ears pierced.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with a bespoke piece of luxury jewellery. I was just thinking, you know, for you personally, as a jewellery maker, somebody calls you last minute and says, me and Jeanette and Margaret are going to this pub down the road to have a drink for Christmas. We haven't caught up for a few weeks. Are you coming? And suddenly you think, what am I going to wear? I can't wear the same dress I wore last time. But you can if you jazz it up with a new pair of earrings.
Well, also, quite often or not, if you go and buy an outfit, you can't find that particular thing that matches what you're wearing. So if you make your own jewellery, you've got your bead stash at home, you can then find something in your own bead stashes that will make that particular outfit special or a one-off piece.
That's the exciting part of being a jewellery designer, isn't it? You learn all these techniques, and then to not take the benefit from it personally seems a bit silly, really, isn't it?
Definitely.
So if you do want to get involved with that deal, I have to tell you, it's been one of our most popular deals of the evening. Probably about 20-25 people that place in their basket, but I still have people coming through on the free phone number. So if you've got it placed in basket, check out to avoid disappointment. And the value that we are offering there is evident because it's such a global deal. I've got buyers coming through from the length and breadth of the UK, but on top of that, Italy, Barcelona, Spain, New Mexico. So we're going all across the globe with that deal, and that really shows me that we can be confident we're bringing you the best value on the market. Somebody in California there, bound to be a celebrity. It's such a small place, California. Messing around. 795. Okay, we're going to move on because we've got more essential findings to bring you. Of course, earring findings are popular, but also another essential is your head pins. I know, once again, put together a wholesale bundle for you here, and once again the findings are going to do a lot of the work for you because they're going to bring a little bit of personality and character to proceedings. We've got your gold tone and your silver colour here. We've got your silver hearts and your gold stars. So you get 100 gold plated star head pins, which are 50mm in size, so very, very versatile. And then we've got 100 of your heart-shaped silver-plated head pins, again 50mm in size. So 200 head pins here. Of course, head pins essential for all jewellery design, I would say. And these are two of the most iconic shapes that are used within jewellery design, aren't they? The heart and the star always attract attention.
Yes.
And a lot of the designers tell me
heart, I would probably say, is the most popular. Oh no, maybe stars just as equally.
I suppose the good thing about having both is that hearts tend to lean towards more romantic connotations, whereas stars are a bit more generic.
Yeah, so, probably. Yeah.
And you can buy stars for a gen or a younger person, and hearts are a bit girly, aren't they, I suppose?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Should we go there? So we found the use for both shapes, but yeah, again, lots of our expert designers telling me that when they work with hearts and stars, those are the things that sell fastest. And wow, another wholesale opportunity. 200 head pins here for $7.95.
Blimey.
That's amazing, isn't it? And also, these are the kind of items that people might have neglected as they started to stock up for Christmas and they started to see the likes of silver pearls and those icy blues from the aquamarine, and you start thinking, oh, you start stocking 14 days time and you haven't got a large stock of findings. That's so frustrating, especially when the creative cogs are turning and you know what you want to create but you haven't got that essential head pin. How about this? Stud earrings. The silver pearls and the heart-shaped head pins. Now the question is, will it fit through? I'm going to find out. Oh, it will definitely work, I think. We're on the same wavelength tonight. Michelle's already created pearl earrings using the Superstar Buy. Of course, this is coming up. That strand of pearls is fantastic. Can I borrow some snips? Which ones? Ah, boo. Helen has already claimed both pairs of pearl earrings.
Has she?
Okay, I've snipped the Superstar Buy because I want to find out whether this headpin. Right, wanted to find out. Okay, those headpins are going to be a little bit large for pearls, but of course you could use your pearl reamer to widen the hole. Would you?
Pearl reamer, but the sterling silver headpins go through them because that's what they are.
The finer ones are always going to go through, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Snipped it. Well, not for nothing. We needed to find out, but yeah, that could make the Superstar Buy presentation a little bit awkward. We'll move on though. It's always better to know, isn't it? They will go through the larger drill holes, of course. Pearls tend to have the smallest drill holes that we offer, so it's always interesting to find out. You could still use them on stud earring designs using pretty much any other gemstone. You've got 100 silver-plated headpins and 100 gold-plated headpins, all for $7.95. Moving on, we're going to continue with earring findings now. Ooh. Let's have that pearl back. No, you don't need to do that with these, even though it does go through these ones. But you've got your little loop. These are your post and butterfly backs. So quite a traditional look. I mean, again, you could simply use Michelle's idea there of one pearl dangling from the little loop that you've got on the post. That's it, isn't it? Job's a good one. Mm. You only need one silver-coloured pearl to create your Christmas party pair of earrings. Actually, they could end up being sort of your everyday pair of earrings, really. Pearls tend to be a very generic mineral. Really? Producer Hannah's saying she wears pearls every single day.
It's a classic in any wardrobe.
It is,
you know, whether you've got faux pearls or whether you've got shower pearls or whether you've got real pearls. It is a classic in any wardrobe. I have a, I think they call it, is it a flapper dress from like the days of sort of the Gatsby, 1920s, and I do have faux pearls in my wardrobe. I've got a very, very long strand of them that I wore with to my Christmas party last year with my flapper dress.
There you go, you see, so it's a classic look. But to be honest, I think a lot of ladies out there do have that sort of everyday pair of earrings that they wear, don't they? And I think people are always on the lookout for that everyday pair of earrings as well, aren't they? And these will allow you to offer your customers that opportunity, or create maybe a little stocking filler for someone. So the other good thing about getting your findings at wholesale prices, of course, this is what I've been thinking recently, Secret Santa stumps a lot of people, but if you're a jewellery maker and you have to stick to a certain sort of price range, by investing in our wholesale findings and our gemstones, you could actually create somebody a bespoke piece of jewellery and still say, oh, it comes in at under £5. So that could be a consideration for a lot of people at the moment. Once again, we can offer you a wholesale number here, 50 pairs of butterfly backs and the earring posts here. Should be $12.95. We're not even going to stay there for 50 pairs this evening. We're going to take these down to and add it to your order price of $7.95. Another crisp £5 note back in your pocket, all thanks to producer Helena and of course the buying team that allow us to offer you these wholesale price points for essential findings. 50 pairs of silver plated posts and butterfly backs available right now for $7.95. Again, huge number of people from across the globe taking advantage of this deal, adding to this one order. And of course, it doesn't matter how heavy it is, it doesn't matter how many items you add to your order, you're only ever going to pay $2.95, and that runs from midnight till midnight. $7.95 is your price point this evening, and we're going to move on. And I love this bundle, you know. We're going to bring you a wholesale opportunity, this time for gemstones. Do you know what, when I was looking at this, I was seeing like sort of cherry blossom, like peach blossom, or little rosebuds. That's the way my mind interpreted this particular bundle. I think it's to do with the combination of the colours and the irregularity of the cuts. These are all organic nugget strands. They come from our Gems of Distinction range, so they're the highest quality we can source for you, but they're more of the organic cuts, so you get far more irregularity in the shapes and the sizes. I quite like that because I think that, again, it provides you with credibility. It shows your customers that you're working with genuine organic gemstones, and very popular gemstones here because you've got your peach moonstone, 155 carats of peach moonstone here, and fantastic variation in the sizes. They range from 6x5 to 16x6. Pretty impressive, especially matched up with the green onyx. I just think the pinks and the greens, especially with these sort of almost apricot-like tones, work really well with the green tones here. This is your green onyx, as I say, organic style nuggets, and they range in size from 7x4 to 13x5. Then have a look at this strand of moonstone. Because of the irregularities, you get these fantastic surface areas on the gemstones that allows the agilurescence to come through. Have a look at this one. I'll just pick one gemstone here. It almost looks like an icicle from the shape, really dramatic. Is that sort of silver shimmer? Yeah, that shiller's coming through beautifully there. Fantastic. So that's your multicoloured moonstone there, and ranges in size from, I'm just going to check for you, 5x4 up to 17x8, so very dramatic sizes and shapes there. And then have a look at the Peridot. Beautiful, a little more subtle in size. They range from 4x2 to 8x3, but you've got that gorgeous vibrancy that is traditionally associated with a gemstone like Peridot, of course, August birthstone. So this is a 4-strand bundle that we've put together for you. We've taken these from our Gems of Distinction range and bundled them together to create a unique discount code. It's only available for the next 60 minutes, so start dialing that free phone number right now. Can't go wrong if you're working with the likes of Peridot, Moonstone, and of course, you've also got your Onyx in there. If you were to buy all 4 strands individually, it'd be £6.80. Already, the likes of peach moonstone, or of course grey moonstone, white moonstone, Peridot, and your Onyx there, all for £10.95. If you want to get involved with this deal, you know what to do. Start dialing that free phone number, or alternatively, click to buy now at JewelleryMaker.com. But if you have already placed this in your basket, which I can see a lot of you have, you need to check out to avoid disappointment. This, for me, is almost like springtime colours. So I think if you are planning your jewellery design seasonally, and a lot of people tell me that they're already working on Valentine's commissions, Michelle. Are you one of those?
No, not at the moment, but that's because I'm busy doing other projects at the moment.
Right, okay. But it's coming, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
You tend to be about a season ahead, don't you, as a jewellery designer?
Yeah.
So actually there will be some people out there who are now starting to plan their spring collections.
Yeah. That reminds me of spring. Yeah? Of orchard.
Yes.
Just as all the fresh green leaves have sort of sprouted from the trees.
Yeah, because you've got sort of fresh cut grass greens there, but also got the sort of forest greens as well. So I totally agree with you. I think, you know, sort of orchard feel, springtime look here. But could be a great time to stock up on these particular strands, and they are rather lengthy actually. 39 centimetre strands within this bundle. £10.95. We're going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on. I'm going to try to fit in as many deals as we can this evening. We've now finished our fabulous findings segment of the show, and we're going to move on. Now, how many of these do we have again? You did tell me. Okay. First come, first serve on this particular deal. Don't throw anything at me, Michelle. She looks a little bit perturbed by missing out on this deal. Don't worry, lots of people are going to miss out on this deal.
Oh, that's comforting.
We've got 10 strands of what can only be described as tanzanite coloured sapphire. You know, I think traditionally when people think about blue sapphire, and it probably is the most traditional colour of sapphire, I think they think of the sort of Ceylon blues or the midnight blues. But for me, this is very, very reminiscent of the kind of violet tone that you get from tanzanite. Would you go along with that, Michelle?
Yes, I would.
It's absolutely
And I think
gorgeous.
you'll just keep on saying that to rub it in.
Do you think I'm not, I would never
What?
tease you like that.
Yes, you are. Can I have my snips back, please, Ed?
Sure, then, just here. I'll move away from the... I'll tell you what they would go well with. How about this? Beautiful blue sapphires and silver pearls. But that is a combination.
And the Moonstone.
Bit of Moonstone in there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. All right, smoky quartz chain. No one asked for you to get involved. Oh, I'll tell you what, because the Agate essence, those blue tones that are going to come through will definitely complement the blues that you've got in the sapphires. That's a lovely combination, isn't it? Right
Mind
now,
you, they go nicely all together as well, mind.
off the strap now that I've snipped it. I have to say, pretty much getting 2 of the big 5 on this one. We've only lost 2. That's a pair of stud earrings for you, Helena. Don't worry. Have a look at this. Because although we are aware as jewellery designers and gemologists that you get this fantastic array of colours within corundum, I think if somebody's commissioning a piece of sapphire jewellery, they might be looking for blue sapphires.
Yes.
Unless it's canary sapphires, but then, well, they're going to be hard pushed to get hold of those from a supplier. Beautiful blue sapphires here, and as I say, for me, I can just see those tanzanite blues coming through. These are very, very delicate. They're 1mm rondelles, so I'm thinking if you quite like to create the beady beads or you create very intricate accent pieces, this could be the strand for you. Especially if you're the kind of designer who's already starting to receive high-end commissions, or maybe even if professional jewellers are starting to ask you to put together designs for them. That's happened to Jan, our expert designer, who was on the other night. She was telling us that jewellers are now to start creating pearl necklaces. Can you imagine if she starts to set them alongside some of the big 4, big 5, depending how you look at it? It's going to, you know, start to inch up the price points that you can hope to achieve on your designs. How about if you want to just create a very special piece of birthstone jewellery for a September baby? Imagine presenting them with this beautiful sapphire in maybe a very elegant tennis bracelet design, something like that.
Pretty, yeah, that would look pretty. My
Gorgeous.
sister's a sapphire.
Really?
Baby.
Okay, well, I think once you see the price reduction, I'm not imagining there's going to be too many of these remaining in stock this evening. But don't take my word for it. Start to dial that free phone number now if you want to get involved with this deal. We are down to single figures of availability on this particular item. We haven't even shown you the price reduction yet. Currently, this is available for $37.95. That's incredible. We've just put £10 back in your pocket, only for the first 10 people to dial the free phone number, and only for the next 60 minutes. At that point, it's going to go back up to $37.95. I mean, honestly, can you imagine walking into any other supplier and saying, oh, I'll take 10 carats of your top quality blue sapphires, but can I pay under £30?
You'd get laughed out of the shop, Ed.
I was just thinking that I would get laughed out of the shop as soon as I walked in. They saw my moustache. But once you start, have you started asking for this kind of value on top-end gemstones? So, you know, I know that we love the likes of smoky quartz and moonstone and amethyst and garnet, but they don't hold the same prestige in the open market as sapphires and diamonds and emerald and rubies and tanzanites. Those really are the big 5, and this for me for $27.95 is one of the most fantastic deals you're ever likely to see here on Jewellery Maker, only for the last in stock, and that is now looking like it could be a sellout deal. Don't take my word for it. Speak to a member of our help team, or alternative, if you've got it placed in your basket, you need to be checking out right now. $27.95 for 10 carats of fantastic blue sapphire. We're moving on. a bit nervous about showing Michelle these.
They're pretty, Ed, aren't they?
Pete, get over here. Can you just stand there, just in case Michelle throws anything at us when these sell out? Yeah, you can take the hit.
I'm not going to throw anything, Ed, I promise.
That's it. I've got my muscle, Michelle, all right?
I'm not scared of Pete.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I have to say, these are spectacular. Look at the carat weight there, 145 carats, but across 5 gemstones.
Lovely.
So that's what, 25 carats on every single gemstone? A little bit more, in fact.
Yeah.
They graduate in size from 21 by 14 to 28 by 18. It's not really about the carat weight or the size, it's about the cut here. Step cut elongated prisms. I mean, the kind of dynamism that these will offer your designs is remarkable. Again, you could use them in some of the more quirkier pieces, I suppose. You know, just one of these hung in the room would give you that fantastic swirl of light, wouldn't it? But I think you'd be doing them a disservice, to be honest, because within a piece of very stylish jewellery, I can see these, they almost look sort of catwalk-esque for me.
Yeah, I mean, they would look lovely in just a simple necklace on their own. But also, again, I very much a believer that everything has a purpose and you can use everything for different things. But you imagine those placed as a dangle on a Christmas tree with a fairy lights.
Nice.
You know, sort of beaming through, and then it's splitting off.
You would get, then, not only would you get the play of light, you get the colours as well, obviously, with your fairy lights. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Amazing. Now, you've got to be so precise to create these very large, faceted surfaces on a gemstone that's been cut into quite an interesting shape here, this beautiful prism, because you're just not going to see it every single day. That's the thing. No. It's something that is going to set you apart, does offer your customers something very independent, and of course it will go with any other gemstone, totally neutral from the clarity that you get from your clear quartz. 145 carats across a select number of gemstones, and of course I suppose you have to be very, very confident in the quality of the clear quartz if you're going to create an open setting like this that has such large facets, because there's nowhere to hide. If you make an error or there's an inclusion, it's going to be highlighted. So you have to be very confident, but you've still got huge carat weights on each and every gemstone. Comes from our Gems of Distinction range. It actually comes from our cut collection. So this would have been cut by one of our most experienced lapidarists. Should you be interested in this strand, you need to start dialing the free phone number right now. It has been seen previously. We only have a limited number remaining in stock. How many, sorry? I think we're going to be up against it here. Get on the phone lines right now. You can be one of the lucky individuals that owns this clear quartz right now for $19.95 for 145 carats. I mean, even if you set aside how difficult it would actually have been to have sourced gem quality quartz, these kind of carat weights, of course, there's a huge wastage involved with creating more elaborate cuts. So you'd have to have started with a very, very sizable carat weight on each gemstone. Even if you put that aside, think of the amount of work, how labour intensive it would be to actually create these beautifully cut prisms that are faceted in this way. $19.95 is not a price point that is representative of what you're receiving here, but that's what we do at JewelleryMaker. We're part of the Genuine Gemstone Company. We want to make genuine gemstones accessible as possible, and we want to give you the same opportunities that other jewellery designers have, and I think that with cuts like this, we're starting to do that. Michelle?
Yeah, I just thought of the most amazing idea, and they would look lush.
Hit me.
You know the coil, the S coils we can make the cages from?
Yes.
You make a big one, and then you would suspend it in the middle on a single chain, nice long chain.
Sort of down to the navel kind of design?
It would look lush.
That is an amazing idea.
Yeah, that would look nice.
Actually, do you know what? There's a lot of people out there who are drawn to the sort of holistic properties held within gemstones, and I know that quartz is thought to be a huge amplifier of different energies and crystal healing properties and what have you. I wouldn't suggest you buy it for that reason, of course, but if you're more knowledgeable than I about those kind of properties, then this could be a fantastic stone for those kind of ideas, I guess. 145 carats in total. I'm going to leave that one with you. Congratulations if you're ready on the phone line, and we do still have some limited stock available, so if you want to add that to your order, get it home, see it in the flesh. Moving on now. Beautiful lemon quartz, and this has a real zesty vibe to it. Actually, whenever we say that, we're almost thinking of more summery style designs, I think, but actually it looks like a winter sun. You know, when the sun's a bit lower in the sky and you get that beautiful glow?
Yeah.
You get that kind of positive glow from the gemstone, I think. Especially when you look at the faceting as well, because it's been enhanced that little bit further, so you get that sparkle. It allows that sort of inner glow that you get from lemon quartz to come through and really be quite prominent within the design without being overpowering, because it's not that saturation of colour, it's the way that it comes through that makes it so effective. These are pear-shaped drops, elongated as well, so they bring that little bit of drama to the design themselves. They range in size from 9x6 to 18x10, so quite sizable looks here. Perfect again for your matching sets of jewellery, or to be used as individual pendants, maybe even charms. You just can't go wrong with this top drill drop. In fact, you know, last week Jan was describing how when she sees a top drill drop, she sees solitaire rings, because says you should never be limited by where the drill hole's placed. She literally just sits them horizontally, uses the drill hole as the anchor, wraps round onto the actual shank, and then they just sit horizontally within the ring. You don't see the drill hole because she's used it to anchor it in the actual base of the ring. So traditionally we think of the ways these gemstones to be set, but as ever, you're only limited by your own creativity. Mark Smith laughs every time I say that. Very impressive reduction this evening. Gems of Distinction strand of lemon quartz down to $7.95. We're honouring a previous price reduction, so we can't be blamed. I have no idea why Gems of Distinction strand. I don't know. The clarity, the colour saturation, the way it's been faceted, the carat weights do not add up to $7.95. This is why I poo-poo the idea of using that equation to work out the pricing on your jewellery designs, where you take the original price of the materials and times it by blah blah blah. Forget it. If you're shopping from us here at JewelleryMaker and you're getting top quality gemstones like this for $7.95, do not base your price on the cost of the gemstones, because that's not representative of what you're receiving. It's purely due to the buying power that we have as a company, and that's all thanks to you. Your loyal customers allowed us to grow as a company over the last 4.5 years. We've now managed to develop our buying opportunities by opening buying offices across the globe. You know, we negotiate good prices, we buy in bulk, and then we try to inspire our designers. And of course, you know, you do have to be you know, a bit of a player within the industry, I suppose, to negotiate those prices, but that's exactly what we are. The Genuine Gemstone Company has been operating, as I say, for over a decade, and we've always operated in an ethical way. And so we try to responsibly transfer Mother Nature's resources, and so that's why we can offer you these prices. It shouldn't affect the price that you charge for your bespoke jewellery designs. That's just a bonus to you. $7.95. That is a clearance price this evening. So once again, take advantage of that deal right now. You have until the 31st of January to make your final decision. We're moving on. Say 1. Oh, 4, sorry. How did I get that wrong? Here we go. Whoa. Very, very significant look here. I mean, this, for me, is the kind of look that I was talking about earlier when I said about luster being associated with sort of evening wear. And it's this tone here, this faceted jet black luster that you get from the likes of black agate, which I associate with luxury jewellery. I mean, these are seriously significant in terms of their carat weight, aren't they?
They are.
In fact, you've got 500 carats. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 13. So on this particular strand, you have got what we're saying here, 45 carats on every single individual gemstone.
Blimey.
Well, 42, sorry. But anyway, over 40 carats on each gemstone, it looks to me like. That is an average. I'm probably still wrong, actually. Never mind. Over 500 carats on the strand itself. They're 30 by 15 millimetres in size, so almost like a marquee shape, really, in the fact that they're twice the length as they are diameter, but when you've got something this broad, I think it almost transcends the cut. I think it's to do with the impact they're going to have within the design.
Yeah, you would probably only want to use one as a statement necklace piece, or you could have it as a cuff if you were to set it that way. In a cuff design, it would look quite nice as well.
That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? So quite a lot of sort of intricate wire work surrounding it, but allowing this gemstone to be the star of the show, if you like.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And again, you know, so maybe even for some of those more ornamental designs, I mean, you wouldn't want a play of light from this, of course, but you know, we talk about the idea of people using gemstones around the home, maybe as light pulls and things like that. I mean, can you imagine?
I was just thinking of a light pull, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, well, I actually stole the idea off producer Helena.
There you go.
So there you go. We're all on the same wavelength here. It would be fantastic, wouldn't it? I mean, if you think about an asymmetrical look, for example, that's where you can really create an impact without putting a huge gem weight into the design. Just one of these as the feature on an asymmetrical design. How about setting them alongside the silver pearls, which are coming up any time after 8 PM, in fact. I love that combination. The silver pearls, virtually perfect rounds there on the pearls against the faceted finish of the black agate. That just looks fantastic. I'm going to put the pearls to one side, else we lose another one. And we're going to give you your price, babe. I'm getting in trouble now. No, we're going to do it in like 10 minutes. 500 carats of faceted black agate here. Very, very sizable gemstones. Really under £10.
Gosh.
These are feature gemstones, so you can imagine the kind of profit these will help you to create. And for under £10, that's another add it to your order price. Black agate, of course, very traditional gemstone here at JewelleryMaker. Agate, I think, is popular with jewellery makers because it's a very dense gemstone, it's very readily available, and so even with these larger gemstones, you can afford to be a little bit working with wire. I suppose sometimes that is a concern for jewellery designers, yeah?
It says a cage bead, like we would do with the clear quartz.
Yeah.
It would look nice as with a tassel at the end of it. You know, so you've got like a tassel. That's nice.
What about together? The clear quartz prisms and the black agate faceted marquise beads.
It would be a heavy piece of jewellery.
It would be gem heavy.
But it would look lovely. It would definitely be a statement piece.
That would go with your flapper girl look.
Yeah, you wouldn't be a wallflower with that on.
No, I think you're going to be centre of attention with that one, aren't you? Okay, $9.95 for that particular deal. We're going to leave that one with you. And we're actually going to go to a quick break. When we return, we will be inching ever closer to the launch of our superstar buy, which is the silver cultured pearls. If you're not on the phone lines early, as ever, you can expect to miss out on these particular pearls. Every single strand of pearls I've brought you over the last week has sold out during the live show, so I don't think this is going to be too dissimilar. Second the graphics hit the screen, start to dial the free phone number. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be back in 2.
It was here almost 650 years ago in Amir, where King Jai Singh first laid the foundations that was to become one of the world's most famous walled cities, Jaipur.
The city of Jaipur, commonly known as the Pink City, is now taking centre stage for gemstone cutting and trading. It's here in the bursting heart of the walled city that our gems of distinction strands are cut, faceted and polished. So, how do you get a pile of tourmaline that looks like this into a gorgeous strand that looks like this? So when you've got a pile of tourmaline like this, it's going to be made into gemstone beads. First of all, each one of these gemstones need to be inspected. A line is then drawn down the middle of the gemstone or wherever the gem is going to be faceted, and it's then taken behind us and then faceted into these rough gem shapes. Once each gemstone has been cut into the amount of pieces it needs to be, it's then time to shape the gemstones. These gentlemen are working on anything from a round to a pear shape, pretty much any cut imaginable. The next process is polishing and faceting, and this takes a huge amount of skill. It can take years for a lapidrist to be able to facet like this, and each one of the gemstones can take up to 10 minutes to cut. A really lengthy but incredible process. The next stage of the process is really interesting. This is where each one of the gemstones is drilled. And what Sanjay's doing here is putting a drill through faceted beads of black tourmaline. The next stage after drilling is then to get the gemstones sorted into their appropriate colours and sizes. This can be a really, really lengthy process. Once the gemstones are sorted into different colours and sizes, they're then arranged into these strands and made into strands like this. Now, each one of these gemstones could have gone through a 30 to 40 minute process to arrive on a strand like this. It's really quite incredible. If there's one thing that my time in India has taught me, it's the hours of dedicated time that goes into making each one of the gemstones we sell on JewelleryMaker.
Join guest designer Debbie Bulford as she takes you on the fascinating journey of creating face canes using polymer clay. In each chapter, Debbie will guide you through how to create each part of the face. Then, with the final chapter, advance your skills and learn how to add detail and character to your piece. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with JewelleryMaker.
If you love classic jewellery, then why not come and join guest designer Gemma Crow on our vintage workshop. Gemma will guide you through various beading and wirework techniques which will inspire you to create timeless designs from a bygone era. The full course includes a selection of wire, a selection of findings and charms, a bead scoop, use of all relevant tools and equipment, a buffet lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studio and a visit to our gemstone museum. All of this for just $69.95. Have a blast from the past and take home some amazing designs. For further information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Welcome back to the Late Show. I have some very, very exciting news. We are now into the final hour of the show, and producer Helen has made an executive decision. We are going to bring you our superstar buy now. Welcome back to the Superstar Buy here on JewelleryMaker. Sometimes we'll close the show with our Superstar Buy, other times we want to make it as accessible as possible. We know that we're up against it tonight. We know there's a few distractions going around, what with international sporting events and reality shows. And so, right now seems the perfect opportunity to give you what we believe will be one of the most popular items of the whole day here at JewelleryMaker. Silver cultured pearls. I was going to use the original classification on screen there of describing them as potato pearls, but when I think of potato pearls I do think of slight irregularities, maybe imperfections on the surface of the pearls. Can't see too much evidence of that on these particular pearls. They're virtually perfect rounds. They're 0.5 millimetre off being perfect rounds. They range in size, they elongate in size 7 by 7.5 millimetres. But as I say, for all intents and purposes, they are basically round pearls. How often are you likely to see pearls as round as this, with this kind of beautiful, almost polished finish on the surface of the pearl itself? Now again, I'm going to revert back to the show I did yesterday with Linda, our resident designer. She'd put together some wholesale boutique bundles, predominantly featuring pearls, if anybody saw the show, and these are exceptional, probably the highest quality I've seen over the last 2 days actually. Probably surpass a lot of these strands of pearls I saw in those boutique bundles yesterday morning, in fact. And not only that, but you've actually got the silver tone here. Now, I know that a lot of the strands that we saw yesterday morning were white pearls, which is the classic, more traditional look, but I think silver pearls are pretty prominent in jewellery design, but also over the festive period. Silver cultured pearls, can't go wrong, surely. With Edwina's LBD, these be rocking straight out. I mean, what would you do with these, Michelle? I mean, I know that you've created a couple of designs there.
Because they are just so pretty, and some of them are almost rounds. I think the earrings I made here on this one, are pretty much almost round.
I mean, you won't have to work too hard to find two virtually round.
No, exactly.
Look at them. They're absolutely gorgeous. And if you think about the kind of prices you could pay for pearls elsewhere, I mean, those in a boutique window, I mean, you could be paying high double figures, maybe even treble figure sums.
Yeah, if you could just imagine you've got a Secret Santa, which is what I did earlier on. If you put them in a box, grab a box.
Yeah, because I was saying that with the wholesale earring findings, but if you combine it with
if you put them in a box, and you've got a Secret Santa, or your wife isn't really expecting you to put much effort into a gift this year. Simple pair of pearls in a box.
I like that.
If I just close that up, so you present your wife with a box, and she opens it, and it's all very exciting, and she sees just a very simple pair of classic pearls in there.
You make your money back on the whole strand, well, and then some, off just a pair of pearls. I have to warn you, I've launched quite a few strands of pearls this week, only because I've been on a lot and we've been successful in sourcing them. They've all sold out during the live shows. So you can see the popularity of pearls, and we understand why pearls are so popular. They're synonymous with sophistication and with luxury jewellery, in all honesty. They're the ultimate accent stone. We see that sometimes people have that slight little bit of trouble during the creative process of deciding what they should accent their prestigious gemstones with. Pearls always seem to win the day, if I'm honest with you. And silver pearls, of course, will work with any traditional metallic tone on top of that, so it makes them very eclectic. I have to say, the pearlescence that you're getting on these pearls is out of this world. You've got such a combination of colours here, from golden tones to fuchsia and magenta shades. You've also got your greens and your blues coming through there. I mean, they're just spectacular, aren't they? And this is one of the reasons I think pearls are so popular, because they are an opaque gemstone. They are very organic, so they have that link with Mother Nature, but you still get an addition to your design from that pearlescence. You get that organic swirl that you can't really put your finger on what colour you're seeing, and that's exciting, and that's why people like to work with genuine gemstones, particularly pearls, of course, known as the queen of all gems and the gem for all queens. I love this as well, because it's not small either, is it? It's quite a lengthy strand. You've got a lot of pearls on this particular strand. Sometimes you look at them and you think, you might need a little bit of chain to just finish off that as a necklace design, but this one I think would probably cover the neckline rather spectacular. I mean, like me, you're going to want to take 2 off. It was through design, of course. I meant to take 2 pearls off. There's your stud earrings, there's your pearl necklace. I mean, what could you pay for that in a boutique window?
Lots.
At least a 3-figure sum you'd be expecting to pay.
Yeah, well, there's a jeweller in Gloucester that he's got just a simple strand of ivory pearls, I think they are.
Yeah.
And they are over £300.
Really?
Yeah.
And this is one of the things I've been noticing recently. I've been looking in these boutique windows, particularly at pearls, because they're so eclectic, so versatile. I've noticed they're not perfectly round pearls that they're using anyway.
No.
And they want, as you say, £200-300
yeah.
to get a perfectly round pearl. There's no exact science to this. When you're culturing a pearl, you are at the mercy of Mother Nature, and of course the mollusk itself creates a pearl. It spins these silks, spins the silks to create the mineral itself, and of course that's what creates that natural sort of pearlescence, the nacre that you get there. But also, as a result, you can't ever be certain what you're going to get, and it takes a year for every millimetre of growth. So we're talking about 7 or 8 years work that's gone into creating each and every individual pearl here. And that's what I think makes pearls so special. I mean, on top of that, they are a birthstone. I'm 100% confident in saying that you can buy anybody pearls. It doesn't matter if they are a birthstone, but for a June baby, could be a consideration. Okay, we have already allocated a huge number of these particular strands of pearls here. I've got people coming through to take 3s and 4s of this. Congratulations to Lynn, you've got 2. Jennifer, you've got 3. Karen's got 3. Maureen's got 4. Without further ado, we better get the price on screen. Start dialing now. It's $14.95.
You would buy, if you were doing a craft show, I would sell a pair of pearl earrings for that price. Just a pair of pearl earrings for that price.
Well, in that case, the 2 that I've cut off the strand make you your money back. Let's see how much money we can make then.
Yeah.
15, 30. Oh, let's just do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and you've got 1 left over for the end of an extender chain, for example.
Cufflinks for men.
Well, cufflinks would be fantastic. Go my shirt beautifully. So you've made your money back off this pair. You got 27 more pairs, so that's 300, 30, 60, 75, 90, 105. That's £400 worth of profit just through creating pearl earring designs, and they're probably the least time-consuming designs to put together as well.
Definitely, and if you were to use sterling silver findings on them, you could probably put at least another £5 on
So
that.
£20 if you're using sterling silver. So 20, no I'm joking. Yeah, a huge amount of profit to be made from this strand. Or if you're fortunate enough to be as talented as Jan, for example, if you take them for valuation, if you show your local jewellers the quality of the pearls you're working with and the standard of your work, who knows? The world's your oyster. Second time in 2 weeks is the second time in 2 days, mate. Right, $14.95. But that's Jan. Now, starting to look at a bit of a dent in our stock levels, shall we say, as most people are multi-buying. We're going to move the information to the bottom of the screen so you can continue to add those to your order if you are interested. But, of course, we do need to fit in a few more deals for all the jewellery makers out there. We want to find something for everyone, don't we? And we're going to do that by bringing you another wholesale deal. This time, you've got a very similar look on both strands, but 2 different cuts. And this is something that we get requested quite often here at JewelleryMaker. The idea that you can have the same gemstone, same finish to the gemstone, but 2 completely different shapes, because again, it takes a certain aspect out of the sort of creative process, if you like. You always know you're going to be able to create a cohesive design if you're working with 2 gemstones that look identical. I mean, if you've got the silver pearls, you've got the ultimate rather well. These sort of metallic purple tones that you've got there on your coated agate, combined with that beautiful silver shimmer that you get from your cultured pearls. I mean, that just works beautifully. As part of this particular wholesale bundle, you are getting your again, I'm a little torn here.
Pears.
They're classified as heart shapes. There's no deliberate indentation, but there is a slight facet on the surface of the gemstone. So from certain angles, they resemble hearts, but they're cut into droplet shapes. Just so everybody knows what they're getting hold of in case they're looking for a really definitive heart shape. It's more subtle than that. It's more of an abstract look. And then you've got your elongated rice beads here as well. So, combination of colours really from the coating ranges from the amethyst purples to the golden tone on the surface of, well, every gemstone actually, depending on what angle the light hits the facet there. Quite a significant carat weight, 180 carats on your 14mm puffy hearts or drops, depending on how you look at it. Normally, if you were to buy both these strands, it would be $11.90. Is that right? We're not going to stay there. We are going to give you a wholesale price this evening. We're going to make these gemstone strands as accessible as possible and allow you to find and add it to your order price so you can benefit from the 1P&P opportunity. $8.95 for both strands this evening. Less than £4.50 a strand. Can't go wrong with that, can you? Especially when you've got those very definitive shapes, quite statement looks really, because this isn't a sort of natural effect that you're getting from the gemstone. This is really been enhanced by the coating that we've applied to the gemstone. Again, perfect for the festive looks, aren't they, because of those rich purple tones there. Just need to see these in the flesh really to get the light playing on the surface so you can see of colours. There may be some people out as you wish, don't forget, only ever going to pay 1P&P per day, and should you go over the £50 price point, then you'll also receive a free gift while stocks last, I should say, because I think some of them might have been getting shipped yesterday morning. But absolutely, if you're collating an order throughout the day and you start to edge ever closer to that £50 price bracket, if you see a wholesale deal like this, why not add that to your order and also receive a free gift? Can't go wrong, can you? We had some people texting yesterday to tell us what they received. 3 strands of Peridot. Yeah. Pearl bundles that have been sent out. The actual free gift can be up to the price point of £50 as well. So could be quite an interesting way to really subsidise the order. What did somebody else say? Sterling silver findings they've received.
Blimey.
So pretty impressive free gifts that are being sent out. Can't guarantee what you're going to get, by the way. These are just some of the suggestions. Some of the actual gifts that some people had received being sent out. $8.95 for 2 strands of gemstones right now. And once again, we're going to move on, so congratulations if you got hold of that one. Okay, I'm going to stop meshing about and move on to this fantastic bundle now. So we've got 4 individual colour tones in your magic mesh, 2 of which are your 10mm wire mesh. That's the sort of burgundy colour and the antique bronze, and then in the 18mm we've got your silver and your red. Again, festive colour tones here. There you go. And you've also got your memory wire. Here you've got your rose gold memory wire and your yellow gold memory wire in all 3 variations of the sizes, so your necklace, your bracelet and your ring in both colour tones. I'm just going to say once again, we had some findings last week that were a little bit in between, didn't we? I'd say these are somewhere in between a rose gold and an antique gold actually. It's not a traditional rose gold, so you're definitely getting that high-end feel from those. So it just makes it even more versatile in my view. So there you go, that's everything you're going to receive there. You've got your red and silver mesh in the 18mm variety, and you've got the 10mm gauge in your sort of chocolate brown and antique bronze, and then you've got the rose gold and the yellow gold coloured memory wire there in all 3 variations. If you were to buy all of this any other time, it'd be £20.20. We're not doing that, says producer Helena. We're not doing that. We're taking this down to an add it to your order price. That's our job here on The Late Show. Under £10 for all of these items, and actually this is a great way to create a bit of texture within your designs, or of course just to expand your jewellery collection, of course, because the memory wire is so easy to work with, and then the mesh just to embellish certain designs, to create the floral shapes, or just a little bit of texture, you know. Look at that there, to create the leaves and the rose effect. That looks Gemma Crow-esque, is that right?
Yeah, it's Gemma Crow. She's very good.
It's like Gemma's work, yeah, absolutely fantastic. But there you go, this is what I was thinking of, just to create structure. So once you've created this sort of form using wire, once you stretch the wire mesh over it, it all comes together, doesn't it? And it's so easy to work with, of course, because it originally was called magic mesh, because it literally pulls back into shape. So once you've put it round the structure and you pull it tight, it will hold its shape. And actually, because of this sort of grid-like surface that you have on the mesh, you can actually almost sew your gemstones onto the surface. You can really create those intricate designs. We were talking before about the very delicate sapphire rondelles. Can you imagine setting them onto a little mesh rose or something? Maybe a brooch style design, that'd look fantastic. $9.95, that's better than half price for this particular collection. Somebody's just texted in to tell us about their free gift. What did you receive? It was Fiona in Faith. Says, hi Ed and Michelle, my free gift today was Jasper Flowers
Treated quartz.
That's a collector's gemstone.
Lucky.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that was a free gift. Presumably Fiona was already inspired by the order she was putting together. That's just a little added bonus. 3 extra gemstone strands, can't go wrong there. Better than half price right now for your meshing around bundle here. 4 reels of your wire mesh, 4 different colours, 2 different gauges, and then the yellow gold and rose gold colour tones of your memory wire. We're going to move that to one side right now as people come flying in, both on the free phone number and at JewelleryMaker.com. Again, I've got multi-buyers coming on the phone line, so you know, I don't say it to be repetitive. It's purely to ensure you don't miss out. Make sure you're checking out your baskets. We're going to move on though, and I have to say, this is out of this world. It's a premiere piece this evening, never been seen before. I know we've seen a variety of different gemstone chains, but this particular variety we have never seen before. It's a metre length. Oh, I'll tell you what, with the silver pearls, this is exquisite. The colour tones on the world, and it's not because of the consistency actually, it's because of the variations. You've got the icy blues, you've got the sky blues, and you've also got some that are offering you that rich, almost Santa Maria aquamarine tone there. I mean, combined with your silver pearls, that is just out of this world. There's nothing these silver pearls don't go with, is there really?
Pearls go with everything as a general rule anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen anything that
A
that
bad
pearls
design
doesn't
with
go
pearls.
with.
No, I agree. No, absolutely. But certainly the sort of silver tones and the icy blues are very complementary to one another. Aquamarine, I have to say, is one of the gemstones I think that identifies the quality or the improvement in the quality of the gemstones over the last 12 to 18 months. We've seen a lot of strands of aquamarine here on JewelleryMaker, but again, they tended to show those inconsistencies in colour. These, as I say, do have subtle variations, but it never deviates from the same quality. Fantastic clarity. Quite sizable rondelles actually, 3 by 2 millimeters. They're still going to make an impact despite the fact that you've got the more delicate cut. Faceted to perfection, so you get that play of light. More of a sparkle here, of course, because it's more of a subtle colour. And aquamarine, again, very traditional gemstone, a gemstone that a lot of people are going to understand has an inherent value. Of course, aquamarine was the traditional gemstone used for engagement rings before they did that marketing campaign and told everybody they had to buy a diamond. Before that, it was always aquamarine.
Was it really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't know that.
And yes, Helena wears aquamarine, don't you? There you go. It's her mother's birthstone. That's the other interesting thing about birthstones, actually. It doesn't have to be your own personal birthstone because, you know, jewellery, as a rule, always has that bit of sort of sentimentality attached to it. So it can be, you know, a loved one or a child or a mother's birthstone that people wear, just to feel that sort of presence, that link, I suppose.
Yeah.
The other tradition associated with aquamarine is that it's what you give to people on their 19th wedding anniversary. I always think that's quite interesting because I imagine 19th wedding anniversary is something that gets a bit neglected as people sort of get ready for the 20th. So, oh, we're going to have a big party on the 20th. So.
Yeah, I think it does probably get ignored, but I do actually celebrate my wedding anniversaries, and I always buy my husband something of everything every year.
You
so
get
like,
there.
I think last
So you-
year was wood, so I
Right.
bought him a handmade candle tea light holder, but it had a special inscription in it. So I'll always buy him
So
something
you
that is
try to
representative of
stick to that traditional
Yeah.
sort of feel. That's fantastic, isn't it? That's what it's all about, isn't it? I will say, I'm holding it like this to highlight just how many gemstones you're going to get. It is a 1 metre length. A metre worth of aquamarine chain. Say again? Have a look at this. The length that you've got there. Now, I've already got people coming through on the phone lines. We've already established tonight that you couldn't reach the price that we can offer you. You actually are looking at 925 sterling silver on all of these chains, and so you'd need about 3 or 4 meters of sterling silver wire to create the look. £17.95, under £20 for a metre of sterling silver chain with those individually faceted rondelles of aquamarine. They are pretty sizable, I have to say. It means you actually get 25 carats of top quality aquamarine. It's a premiere launch, and so this is not only your first opportunity but easily your best opportunity. I can't guarantee we'll be able to honour this price point tomorrow morning at 9 AM. And don't forget, you've got that extended money back guarantee right up until the end of January, so there's absolutely nothing to worry about with this. How about if I offer you the perfect accompaniment? Sky blue opal.
Very nice.
Gorgeous, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Opal's another gemstone that tends to carry that sort of sentimental association with it. People are very aware of opal as a gemstone, and I think traditionally people think of, you know, the colour play, that pin fire, but people might not be aware of common opals, for example, where you do get these variations, the opaque varieties. You still get that fantastic organic banding on the surface of each and every gemstone. Love it. because again, you get the variations in the colour, very similar to what we can see on the aquamarine. Icy blues, sky blue tones, and again, that's more like those Santa Maria aquamarine blues. I've made a couple of references to that in case people don't know what I'm talking about. The most highly prized variety of aquamarine, certainly when I entered the industry, was Santa Maria aquamarine. Came from a very specific region of Brazil, funnily enough called Santa Maria. That resource is actually fully depleted now, so we can no longer get hold of Santa Maria aquamarine, but the colour tone is what I'm referring to, and regular collectors or people who understand the world of aquamarine, if you like, will know what I'm referring to. But basically, it's somewhere between a sort of sky blue and a royal blue. Quite a prominent colour tone. And you can see that here on the opal. I mean, these together are just a match made in heaven. Aquamarine and opal set into sterling silver.
Yeah.
Definitely onto a winner there, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely.
And again, sky blues is a colour tone that's going to work all year round, whatever season. Play into the sort of winter months, of course, but as you enter into the spring time, it will also work in those collections as well. Just can't go wrong with this strand. 30 carats in total. It does come from our Gems of Distinction range. It represents the highest possible quality we can source for you. But we're not going to give you a Gems of Distinction price. I actually know the intended launch price for this strand, and that's why we are all so excited. Unfortunately, as ever, we are at the mercy of Mother Nature. She can only ever create so many. We can only ever get hold of so many. And so this, I think, will be your last opportunity to get hold of this strand of blue opal. For this, add it to your order price. $6.95. I had a little bit of time while we were preparing for the show to settle myself and come to terms with this. I knew we were going to do this. Helen had to break it to me as I walked in the door.
You could have warned me.
I'm so... Oh, and there's really nobody we can give this buying signal to, Michelle?
No, he's not there.
He's watching
because obviously the draw of USA versus Tonga is more appealing than watching his wife on telly.
What is this? People trying to catch an egg-shaped ball?
I've got no idea. It's a load of rubbish. A bunch of pansies running around a football field or a rugby field.
I don't know. Who would spend their Saturday evening watching a load of men chase a ball around? I'll see you next Saturday, guys. $6.95 is the price. I'm a big sports fan as well as loving jewellery making. 30 carats of blue opal. Wow, there is a lot of people coming through on the phone lines, and we've got.
I'm surprised at that price.
Well, we've got buyers coming through from new exotic regions of the world. In fact,
Germany.
Somebody. Oh, sorry, Patricia in Bristol. Is that somebody you know? They've texted you to say, do you want this strand?
Oh, it's very pretty.
Yes, she does. $6.95 value on the market. We're flexing our value muscles now, aren't we? When we're taking genuine opal to $6.95, that really goes to highlight the buying power that we have, but also the fact that we pass those savings on to you. So there you go. Again, if you're placing this in your basket, you need to be checking out. I say it to benefit you, so you know what's going on. I've got a queue on the phone lines, about 40 seconds. Lots of people are coming through to take ones, twos. I think Byron Bristol's going to be taking more than one by the sounds of it. And if you've got it placed in your basket, you are running the risk of missing out if you don't check out instantly on this particular deal. It is proving to be very, very popular. It might just be that everybody that got hold of the silver pearls wants the blue opal as well. I'm not trying to annoy you, I promise.
You are.
I know I am annoying you, but that's just something people have to come to terms with if they're going to sit next to me for 4 hours. I'll tell you what.
I'm not sitting next to you for 4 hours again. Never again.
Ah, they're all going to do it to you. Everything's amazing on JewelleryMaker. Oh, do you say my shows are particularly...
I'm not sitting with you on a late show anymore. because you take great
The
pleasure in
deals are
upsetting
too-
me.
I'm not taking
You
any
do.
pleasure in
You're
it.
laughing now.
That's nervous laughter.
What do you think I'm going to do? These snips aren't big enough, Ed.
Do you know what? Do you know what? All I can say is, Michelle, I reckon you're going to get about 5 strands because so many people are texting you. Don't worry, Michelle, I'll get it for you.
Oh.
I think we should just have one person buy it for
One's
Michelle.
enough.
We don't want 10. Well, maybe she does. Okay, Patricia in Bristol, you were the first one. Well, Julie in Gloucester wants to get you one as well.
Oh.
Tell you what. Look at jobs are good.
Nice.
Take you a few minutes to put together.
Well, I wouldn't. Well, I would use memory wire, but I wouldn't thread it onto memory. Like I've done there.
Oh, you use the eye pins.
No. That's all memory wire. That is.
Right, yeah.
So what I would do, instead of you threading the beads or the pearls onto the actual memory wire itself, I would split the memory wire and feed it through the middle, so that the memory wire would be the frame and the pearls would run in the middle, and then I would have a section of blue opal and then another section of pearls on the outside. So the memory wire, it would be channel set but within the memory wire.
Like it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I understand.
That's what I would do.
That's fantastic. Or do it my way. No, I'm joking. Take Michelle's advice as always.
No,
that's
not
what
your
she's
way.
here for. She's the expert. Yeah, you go. And here you go. Oh no. Oh right, okay. And Alison in Norfolk has bought you some silver pearls.
You haven't. Whoa. Oh. Thank you.
Guys, if you're at home and you're sitting next to a jewellery maker, that's the noise you want to hear on Christmas morning when somebody opens their gift.
Yay.
Okay, we're going to move on. And, oh, sorry. Oh, we're going to stick with these beautiful blues, aren't we? Who are you, Dion? Sorry, that's a bit of an in-joke. Our morning producer, Dion, is obsessed with blue gemstones, so that's why I said that, sorry. Gorgeous blue tiger's eye here. This is fantastic because the chatoyancy is actually what gives you that little pop of colour in the gemstone. Almost like a navy blue tone from one angle, and as the light hits the surface of the gemstone, you get that traditional chatoyancy. You get like an electric blue tone coming through. That's fantastic. Actually gives you 80 carats in total. Now, one of the reasons I think Tiger's Eye is so popular is, again, its versatility. Perfect for female designs as well as masculine designs, and the optical effect, of course, tends to attract attention to your designs. It's a little bit more subtle than something like Labrador Essence, for example. Yeah. But I think that's maybe why it lends itself to masculine designs a little more. Just, you know, the more subtle optical effect. And in this colour tone, you can't go wrong.
No.
Cufflinks, for example, they'd be perfect. I think set horizontally, that way they wouldn't go through the buttonhole. Or even on the inside of the buttonhole, you could use a larger gemstone on the outer side and a smaller gemstone on the inside. I'm focusing on cufflinks just because I'm thinking of Tiger's Eye as a masculine gemstone, and I know that there's a lot of people.
On cufflinks, Ed, because you want some.
Honestly, you two tonight.
Because you are cufflinks.
You say it. She says it in my ear roll, and then you say it on live TV.
That's because Helen and I have this
telepathic connection.
We do.
Or is it just because whenever I'm around a group of women, they want to take the mickey out of me?
You're predictable, Ed.
That too, she said. Oh wow. It's worth it, because I get to have all the fun out here. 80 carats of blue Tiger's Eye, puffy ovals, and another add it to your order price tonight of $6.95. Again, actually, do you know what these would be good for as well? Charm designs, I reckon, because a little bit of movement that way, and then you get to appreciate the chatoyancy. And as I say, with more of the subtle optical effects, it's quite nice to experience those yourself, isn't it? So, you know, when you can look down and see the effect on your wristline, that's quite exciting. And that's the beauty of working with genuine gemstones as opposed to synthetics. Those variations, I've said it a few times over the last few years, but I almost think that it's the imperfections in genuine gemstones that make them so perfect for jewellery design. Yes. And as I say, those alterations on the chatoyancy definitely bringing the gemstone to life. $6.95 is the add it to your order price. We're going to keep moving because we want to find something for everyone. And we're doing the peach pearls? Did you say? Yeah, here we go. Look at these luxury sizes. Oh, I have to say, when you see the pearl essence on this, because you've got a very feminine colour tone here, very sort of subtle peach tone, luxury size, 12 by 10 millimeters. Have a look. I probably won't be able to get it. The pearl essence is absolutely spectacular. You got sort of like turquoise and greens coming through. Almost, these are almost like mermaid-like colour tones. And that sounds silly, but do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I think you need to see the pearl essence to understand where I'm coming from, because you've got like these sort of oceanic swirl of colours, blues and greens on the surface. From other angles you're going to get more of the pinks and the sort of purple tones coming through, but there's just a little row of pearls that I can see this beautiful green pearl essence, and you will definitely be able to make a significant impact within your design and make the pearl essence a feature of the design because the pearls are so large. 12 by 10 millimeters in size. Again, with your Baroque pearls, you have that almost cabochon-like effect where you do get almost a little flat base and then this beautiful domed effect. I mean, they're just fantastic, aren't they? Can you imagine creating a soutache design using peach cultured pearls? That'd be amazing. Eleanor said if anybody wants to do that, they might get a commission from her. She's a big fan of pearls. These are massive, as Lucy would say. You're probably looking at over a decade worth of work that's gone into cultivating each and every individual pearl here. What's that, sorry? Yes, hard working little mollusks, aren't they? When you think about this process that is created, basically this is an organic process that creates a pearl. I think most people will be aware of that. If you think about traditional sort of oyster diving, we don't really see a lot of that. In fact, so little that it wouldn't probably scratch the surface of any of the production of the pearls. I'm talking about, it'd probably be less than 1% of all the pearls we see in the industry are oyster dive. And not only that, but you know, it's not particularly good for the environment to be oyster diving anyway. The cultivation of pearls, however, is a massive commercial industry, and as a result, as we've seen across the globe over the last 12 to 18 months, people are starting to protect their commercial investments within these resources. Of course, this can be pretty much the mainstay for some communities, genuine gemstones, and they want to protect that industry, but they do that by introducing new legislation. We've seen the likes of Tanzanite. It can only now be cut in Tanzania. It's going to drive the price up. It's going to make it more difficult to get hold of. We also see new legislation being introduced to the world of cultured pearls, and it's seen a 40% decrease in the production, and inevitably I think in time we're going to start to see a rise in the price of pearls. Doesn't seem to have taken too much effect here at JewelleryMaker because the prices that we are offering you are out of this world, and it's only because we are dedicated to providing you with the best value on the market. Helena, what are you doing? She's in there, she's all boastful, she's like, you see, I'm not messing about, I've just taken luxury pearls under £10. I think that we've discussed this a few times on the show, the idea that we do walk a fine line here at JewelleryMaker, don't we?
Yes.
Between offering you exceptional value and devaluing luxury items, and I definitely think we might have overstepped the mark here. $8.95 for luxury peach pearls. I am blown away by that price point. you want to have a good long hard look at yourself, quite frankly, young lady. Do you know what? Take advantage of that price point. Even I, who I've been working with this company for 7 years, I know the buying process inside out. I've had a variety of different roles with the company, and I know how we source the gemstones. I know why we offer you that value, but even I am blown away by that. That's incredible, right?
It is. Very.
Here we go. We're now going to bring you another premiere launch. We're spoilt tonight, aren't we?
We are. I am anyway. You're not. You're alright.
Well, you are. Because the
alright.
customers are spoiling you, Michelle. They're buying you stuff.
You're alright.
Stop blaming me. Helena's the one that put this schedule together.
I don't believe you. Helena wouldn't do that to me.
Story of my life. Being ganged up on by girls. Here we go. You actually get 10 individual rondelle spacers or feature beads. I would probably prefer to call them, because these are very significant size, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're 16 by 6 millimeters in size. I love the detailing as well, because it's not that traditional brush, sort of brushed finish. It's got a little bit more detail going on there, a little bit more texture. Quite subtle, but very, very effective. And actually, do you mind if I just grab Michelle's designs? Would that be okay? Because these have been used to great effect. In fact, I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to get the price on screen, because we only have a limited edition number of these. Of course, when you're putting together detailed metalwork, almost synonymous with, you know, top-end Italian designer jewellery, it is quite time-consuming. It is quite a thing to undertake. And these are all silver-plated copper rondelle beads, so you get that traditional shape. Oh, sorry, I was just trying to show you the depth. It'll probably be easier if you leave it in shot camera then. So you can see the depth there. They are definitely going to make a significant impact. Again, they work with a few different disciplines as well, wouldn't they? You could easily set something into the centre of these, because it's quite large.
Yeah, the hole is definitely large enough. You could put cord through the middle.
Sorry.
They would look nice as just if, I think there's one designer right there on the high street that uses just a simple bead on a piece of leather or piece of pink cord.
Oh yes, I've seen
They look
those.
lovely like that.
Actually, another high street design, might be the same one.
Yeah, it could be. And also, if you've got the Dremel, and I've not played with the Dremel, so I don't know, but I would imagine if you bought the Dremel and you were very careful, there's no reason why I wouldn't imagine you'd be able to drill, because it is hollow, drill a hole through the centre, and using the whole theme and the whole idea of it going on a cord, pull a head pin through, will give you something to attach it.
I can tell you, I have played with Dremels at length, and you could easily drill through these because of their hollow.
A fine enough drill.
Yeah.
bit.
But if you've got the original Dremel kit, there's definitely drill bits in that will drill through these. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm saying. You never need to be limited to the intended use of this as a rondelle. Think outside the box. The more innovative and experimental you are, the more unique and bespoke your designs will be, the more attention you're going to attract, and ultimately the more sales you're going to make, if that's of interest to you. Silver plated copper textured rondelles here. You get 10 in total, so oh my word, here you go. Sorry, I was trying to maneuver it and I did a really bad job. $8.95. Once again, another add it to your order price. It is an exclusive launch price, so again, I can't guarantee we'll be able to honour this. Hopefully the sales managers will honour that price point tomorrow morning at 9 AM for everybody who misses out. Otherwise, take advantage of being one of the lucky people that is tuned in right now. 10 of these for $8.95, so you're not even paying £1 per item for silver plated findings, and they're not small. They are going to make a significant impact. You can see there, you've made a real feature of these. It almost looks like they're what's holding this suite of jewellery together, really. They're the sort of common denominator, if you like, aren't they? Yeah. And then you've got different flourishes on each piece, but it almost
they
a
remind
suite
me
of
of
jewellery.
sorters. spaceships, donuts, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's the good thing about these kind of shapes, because they evoke different imagery and ideas to different designers, don't they?
They certainly do.
I love that. I mean, you could almost have a sort of a more sort of futuristic themed suite on your actual stall, couldn't you? Because some people will be drawn to that kind of look, won't they?
Yeah.
I mean, the silver plating here is really prominent, actually. You get a beautiful shimmer from the metallic coating, so it's not thin, you know, it's not flash. This is genuine plating. From time to time, people on Facebook who are new to the world of jewellery making will ask me about the plating. It is 925 sterling silver that's used for all of the plating, just in case people were thinking that it was a lesser quality of silver. 925 sterling silver that's used for all the plating. We're going to move on, so congratulations to everybody that got hold of that one. And we're now going to bring you a fantastic combination of corundum. Now, we talked earlier, I'm about to get in trouble. We talked earlier about the fact that sapphires come in a variety of different colours, and it's only red corundum that is classified as ruby. All the rest are sapphires, and we had a few pink sapphires I was saying have a slight red hue, and so I would probably classify them as rubies. Here we've got the three most prominent colour tones within sapphires that's my personal opinion. I don't think these are red rubies, I think they're pink sapphires.
Is that yellow? Yellow sapphires?
That's before we get on to the fact that we also have canary sapphires and midnight blue sapphires in this particular collection. Look at those canary sapphires. That is looking, I mean, it's like looking at a vivid yellow diamond, isn't it? Canary sapphires traditionally used alongside the likes of canary diamonds, very, very prestigious variety of sapphire. The most traditional colour tone you like to see in sapphires is this beautiful midnight blue tone, isn't it? Almost looks jet black on the surface of it, but when you see it in the flesh, you will be able to appreciate those beautiful royal blue hues that you get. And then this, for me, is hot pink sapphire as opposed to red rubies. I was going to ask Michelle, but I don't think she's speaking to me right now. We only have single figures of availability on this particular deal. Some people might be looking at this and thinking, oh, I'm probably going to go for the canary sapphires, or I might go for the blue sapphires. You don't have to make a choice. You get all three strands of sapphires on one deal. Unfortunately, I only have single figures of availability. In fact, if everybody who had one of these in their basket checked out, this would already be gone. It'd be a sellout deal. But until they do, everybody out there has an opportunity to add 3 strands of sapphire to their order for one ridiculous price point. Wow. $69.95. That's less than £25 per strand.
Surely you'd pay that just for the yellow.
Yeah.
And that is really like sunshiny yellow.
Yes. Easily, these are the best quality canary sapphires I've ever sold here on JewelleryMaker.
Oh yeah.
100% confident in saying that. And I've actually sold canary sapphires for 4-figure sums as a producer on Gems TV. And the only reason that is I remember that so vividly, pardon the pun, is that Vicky was my presenter that day, and we were both blown away by the quality of the sapphires. We couldn't believe what we were looking at. In all honesty, it looked like somebody had made a mistake, if I'm honest with you, in sending them to Gems TV for that price point. It looked like it should have been like sort of 5-figure sums, and that's the kind of price points that people associate with canary sapphires, or even, you know, these midnight blues. I mean, actually together, I think those are fantastic, aren't they?
No, yeah.
And then to get these hot pink sapphires as well, I mean, that is really vivid tone that you get from the pink sapphires as well. I really don't believe that there's the red hue in there. I'm not really comfortable with the ruby classification, but that doesn't detract from the prestige era in the slightest, because pink sapphires can demand as high a price point as rubies. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid to say that there are going to be some people missing out now, because I've got 5 remaining in stock, but I've got about 10 people with it in their basket. So if you're not checking out, you can expect to miss out now. I've got well, over subscription on this, but in your way. Ridiculous price for what you're getting, and we're going to move on because we've got one more deal to bring you. Oh, what about the little combination of the double gel pearl? No, okie dokie. Oh, sorry, yes, that's the move. Where are we going to? Sorry, here we go. Aha, heart-shaped tiger's eye, and this time very, very definitive heart shapes. You've got that little carving providing you with that traditional indentation, so you can see. By the way, I'm not just trying to be sort of contrary when I slightly have little niggles with the classification. I just want to make sure everybody's happy with what they get. I wouldn't want anybody to make investment and then be disappointed when they get it home. So that's the only reason that I just go into a little bit more depth on those kind of things. And the cut is very important, isn't it, Michelle? You know, you don't want to get something home and then think, oh, this isn't exactly the kind of heart shape I was looking for.
Yeah, sometimes it can be, you know, if you're expecting one shape stone and you get another, because invariably what you find is when you have stones or you find something you like the 3 that you've just done, I'm already thinking I would use them as accent pieces in rings that I make. So you're already thinking, what would you use them for? Where would I take that? And then the strand arrives and then it's not quite the shape you think it is. So
what you're intending to create is part of the decision-making process. So you already get
thinking, where can I take it? What can I do with it?
And so if it arrives and it's not quite right for that design, I mean, you've got your extended money back guarantee, so it's not a financial burden, but it's just a frustration that you can't create the piece. Yeah. Okay, that makes perfect sense to me now. And with this, I'm thinking about profitability, really. Once again, you've got a gemstone that's going to attract attention because of the optical effect, and you can see there the chatoyancy is very, very prominent on the surface there. And I'm just thinking, you've got so many gemstones here. They're 14mm in size. They're that iconic heart shape, and they really are. And I'm thinking solitaire rings, personally. I've heard the suggestion of cufflinks, but I don't know if you'd get away with heart-shaped cufflinks, really. I'm sure I could pull them off, of course. I could come on here in a bin bag, but I don't think they'd be big sellers.
I would like to see you come on air in a bin bag, Ed, and watch you carry it
Tune in tomorrow from 5 PM to see if I'm wearing a bin bag. Over 200 carats of beautiful golden tiger's eye. This is the most traditional colour tone that you find in your tiger's eye, and I have to say the chatoyancy on this is remarkable. Probably some of the finest chatoyancy, once again, I've ever seen. And this is a gemstone that we've always quite successful in sourcing here at JewelleryMaker. I remember the first day I started working on the channel, we had tiger's eye available, and as a result, it's always popular with our designers and with our jewellery makers watching the show at home. Again, a huge number of people already have this placed in their basket, so you need to be dialing that free phone number to be successful. But if you do have it in your basket, you need to be checking out. This is how we allow you to maximise on your 1 PMP per day by giving you add it to your order prices. $6.95 for over 200 carats of golden tiger's eye, all in that iconic and romantic heart shape. Just $6.95. I will leave that one with you, and I'm going to move over because we're going to have a look what Michelle's been getting up to throughout the evening. Have you been having fun, Michelle?
I have.
Yes. Now, we kind of threw a bit of a curveball your way right at the start.
You did, yeah.
Because we offered you a strand and then we had a technical issue. We weren't able to bring you the crackled flowers, but I know for a fact that lots of people have already invested in this strand. Yeah. So we should have a look at the designs because Michelle's put them together. Love the combinations of the colours here.
For me, it was just all about my niece. So this is specifically really for girls, little girls that like to wear pretty colours, and, and that is basically my inspiration. My niece would absolutely go mad over that.
Yep, my daughter's going to.
I see. I get the I put on all the work and you take the credit.
Love your tree of life as well there. We'll keep hold of that because that is for an upcoming bundle that we have coming up in a few days now. Because of the technical issues, so my apologies, but the piece of jewellery itself is beautiful. We'll have another look at this little selection of jewellery, actually, a suite, and it's kind of held together by the silver rondelles, but this is the design that everyone was getting excited about earlier on. Yeah, absolutely. I know Helena is a big fan of that piece of jewellery, and if you did get hold of those metallic coated purple agates, as a double trouble deal, wasn't it? And again, it does really sort of create a very cohesive look, doesn't it? Because the two colour tones are very similar and the shapes are perfect. I mean, it allows it to work so beautifully, doesn't it? $6.95 is the price for your golden tiger's eye, by the way, just in case you're looking at these thinking, which one of these? So that was the previous strand we had. If you do want to make the most of your 1P&P, you can continue to add that to your order. If you have grabbed the silver pearls, those are still available at the bottom of the screen for $14.95. Michelle's excited, somebody's treated her to those, and that's a little bit of inspiration for you. Love that, because it's almost as though the pearls are accenting the finding.
I wanted them to be sort of standalone, but I didn't want to overshadow the findings, but also underestimate the pearls. So it was easier to stay with something simple and classic.
Sometimes simple can be the most effective, can't it?
Definitely.
Sometimes you over embellish a design and you sort of lose your way a little bit and think, oh, what am I actually trying to achieve here? So sometimes less is more. $14.95 was the exclusive launch price for your pearls. If you want to add those to your order, they're still available. Details at the bottom of your screen. Just enough time for me to thank all of the guys for putting together the show. Pete's been doing the work too. Bruce has been cutting me in shots, so I like that. Helena with the prices, and Michelle with all of the inspiration. Thank you and good night.